Are a 62 American Classic Electric. Does he know how to play? No. But Nick's Empower investment account has performed well. He got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is a really, really, really good guitar solo.
You're checking out the Wabba Grill Lunch Hour here on Mason and Ireland.
Sup, people?
Why do they grill the order at Wabba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins and fresh steamed vegetables. Right now, get a value bowl combo for only $8.99 for a limited time. Wabba Grill, it's for you.
Just like Mason and Ireland are for you.
Tell me if I'm weird here. Don't answer that question.
You're weird.
I knew that was coming.
The Wabba Grill Lunch Hour rolls on right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Eastern Ireland, best show on the radio.
So
this is a day one without Bergman.
yeah.
And you know what he did? So as soon as we let him off the show, he took a page out of Mason's book and called in sick.
No, there's something whipping through the station right now. I guess Cappy's out today. A lot of people say. But our friend Jeremiah Whitten, who has produced multiple songs for us, has produced a Farewell to Greg song.
No kidding.
Hit it, Brian.
What?
It's been a long day without you, Greg, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Now go re-sign John and Mason before you lose a friend. Before you lose a friend.
Man, who knew? Back when you were just sausage jeans, your board off debut, that I'd be standing right here rapping to you. Now of operations, big boss at the station. Had to scramble to cover for all Mason's vacations, but something told me that it would just never last. Little sausage jeans grew up in the station brass. We understand the situation, but after, please come back.
There you go. That is a very
As
good.
usual,
tribute
excellent work.
to Greg Bergman.
Yeah.
Farewell, hail fellow Walnut.
He's not going anywhere.
Laura, I said it on Friday, I predict he will never produce another Mason and Ireland show.
Well, that's not true because I'm covering
As soon
Emily.
as Laura's out, then Greg has to step in.
Unless he's a fill-in. All right?
Right, he steps in for you.
He loves you guys way too much.
Yeah,
to let
but
you
the
go.
feeling has to be mutual, and we
you
like
guys love him.
We like you.
Oh yeah,
No,
no,
but
we
you guys
like
love
you.
him.
We love you. And as for Greg,
And that's a final.
now, so John, my house right now is being painted inside.
Okay.
Sleeping
Wow.
on a couch, all the furniture moved away from the walls. We're
Now,
still
in
it.
Is the paint job done?
No, start.
Go to Terranea for
Well,
a
we
couple
got
of
3
days.
dogs.
Bring them with you.
3 dogs at
Terranea
Terranea.
pet friendly.
Are they pet friendly?
Heck yeah.
When they hear Veronica's screechy bark, they will not be friendly.
Yeah.
It's better than that.
I would not risk sleeping in a paint-odored room.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be paint. We're trying to do everything in advance of the party to get everything ready, and this is the latest thing is the painting of the interior. What's weird is we're taking the house, we're redoing it, and we're making it exactly the same.
There you go.
So that's the plan at least. So Ireland, we're expecting Sean McVay any minute here. Of course, the Rams
good weekend for McVay.
have locked in Matthew Stafford, Alaric Jackson at left tackle, Rob Havenstein at right tackle, Tyler Higbee at tight end. All these guys officially returning for the Rams now. And the big relief is that Stafford is staying.
Yeah, which is a big win for the Rams. And I think McVay has a lot to do with that.
Oh, yeah.
I think Stafford, the smartest thing, as it turns out, that they did, which I thought was risky when they did it, was tell his agent to go shop the market.
Yes.
Because when they did that, it worked out for both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy for Rams fans. I'm really happy for the team because he's a great guy and a great leader.
Yeah. All right. So joining us right now is the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVay. Coach, how are you, man?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're feeling better. And how dicey did that get?
not as dicey as you guys wanted to make it.
Oh, good.
No, you know what? It was. I think we're all feeling better. So ultimately, you know, the end goal in mind was always to be where we're at, and I think there was, you know, a lot of conversations, a lot of healthy conversations, and I think it shows the relationships that have been formed over 4 years are incredibly meaningful, and I think where we ended up is exactly where we had hoped, and that's the most important thing, and here we go with him leading the way.
Yeah, love it, Sean. And, okay, so this is probably wishful thinking on my part, but I'll go ahead and ask you. It looked like Cooper Kupp had said goodbye. I know what you think of him. You're a huge fan of Kupp's. Is it possible, is there any chance that this could come back around and maybe you get him back too?
You know, I think that's probably less likely right now. I would never say never, but he's been incredible. I mean, as much as he means to the fans and to us, he's been even more impactful to me as a human being. Most importantly, his legacy is cemented as a Ram. You know, we're moving forward with the intentions to try to be able to help him find a place that's right for he and his family. And if we can do that, we'll all be in good shape, but it's most likely not going to be with us.
Locked up Alaric Jackson at left tackle, bringing back Rob Havenstein at right tackle. Offensive line looks really, really strong. Talk about the importance of getting those guys back.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, everything starts up front. I mean, I think you look at the team that just won the Super Bowl and they control the line of scrimmage. I think when we were at our best this past year, that's what we were able to do on both the offensive and defensive lines. And that's always going to be a key and critical factor to winning and losing games, and the continuity and the health. I mean, you look at all the different moving parts. I think we were able to develop a bunch of depth that wouldn't have otherwise been illustrated if we didn't have all those injuries. So I think we will be stronger for it, even though there was a lot of challenging circumstances and adversity that we had to navigate through this past year, especially in the early parts of the season. And then defensive line-wise, you just saw those guys get better and better and continue to grow, and excited to see what that looks like next year.
You just mentioned where I want to go, Sean, defensive line. I could not be a bigger fan of Jared Verse. I think that he's got his whole future in front of him. I'm curious, though, as his coach, he looks like almost the perfect player to me, but he's still really young. How can he get better? Like when you coach him up, you and the defensive coaches, what do you want to see him do that he hasn't done? Or is he already there and he just needs reps?
Well, I think it's just, you take all those strengths that have been incredible and on display as rookie year, and you say, can we improve upon it? Can we have an ownership of the intent of what we're trying to get done? Can we be that much sharper with our fundamentals and techniques? Can we be that much more of a leader with how we model the way day in and day out? And so I'm a big believer, whether it's myself or anybody else, you either get better or you get worse. You never stay the same. And as special as this guy's rookie year was, he is an incredibly special human. He's a special player. And the way that he goes about it with his work ethic and the way that his teammates positively pour into him and his coaches, I think the best is yet to come without a doubt.
Your coaching tree, and then I think Les's general managering tree are really impressive now. Liam Cohen, Kevin O'Connell, Aubrey Pleasant, Zach Robinson, Nate Shieldhouse, Chris Shula, Jeremy Springer, James Gladstone, Tony Pastors, John Stratton. Why do you think the Rams have why have you and the organization created so much talent that has since gone on to other places?
Well, I think you become the company you keep. I think we positively pour into each other. We just happen to be in head coach and general manager roles as it relates to Les, but those guys have impacted us as much as we'd like to think we've impacted them. I think there's a positive peer pressure to continuously push each other in this building where there's an urgency, but there's an enjoyment about growing. I think there's been opportunities where if we can't promote from within, then you've seen guys get opportunities that have been earned and deserved. And I was really fortunate to have those things happen to me at an early age. And it's because I had mentors that were willing to invest in me. And I think we've been able to do that with each other. And we just got a good building. It always is about people. People is people first, people always. People are the only thing. And as long as we don't forget that, I think you're going to continuously attract high caliber people, and you're going to get better because you're around people better than you.
Sean McVay, the head coach of the Rams, is our guest. Sean, have you ever met J.J. Redick, the Lakers coach?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
J.J.'s a stud.
Yeah, so this is what he's doing. He's completely turned this team around. and it was his first year. And Jeannie Buss did an interview last week where she said, I was nervous about hiring JJ because he had never been a head coach before. And it made me think of you. Like when the Rams hired you, you were the youngest coach, I think, ever. And they put their trust in you, and you rewarded them with this great run you've been on. But did you know back in your first year that you were going to be good at this? Did you have that much confidence, or do you just jump in and, like you say, lean on your mentors? What's that first year like?
That's a good question. I think you just dive in, and you're just so blessed for the opportunity. You never look at it as anything other than a blessing. It's never a burden, and I think I often have to remind myself, don't worry about the stuff that I didn't even know to worry about when I first got hired when I was 30 years old. But you talk about being around great people. I think the organization surrounded me with great people to help me navigate the early parts of a head coaching tenure. You have guys like John Fossil and Wade Phillips leading the defense and special teams, and we had great coaches that I was around. And then we had good players. There was good players in-house. I think we hit on our free agents and in the draft. And ultimately, when you're able to stack good decisions, a lot of good stuff can come. And we've been able to learn from our mistakes, and I think there was a lot of confidence in what we could become because of the vibe in the building, and ultimately the players' ability to bring it to life.
So every year they have the combine, and this is not something you didn't go to the combine. I don't think you have gone to the combine in the last couple of years. Why is that, and what do you think of the combine overall?
Yeah, I think the combine's a valuable tool, but we have such trust in our scouting staff that they've done so much work that's ahead of where our coaches are at this point that we've just felt like this time of the year is better served diving into the film. Obviously, it's a longer trip, too. I mean, you're talking about it's a full day of travel to get out to Indianapolis and back. But ultimately, it's about what's the most efficient and effective way to use our time to really dive into these players. And our players, and our scouting staff's done a great job. They've been at these guys for a year, couple years, and so they're able to get the important parts of what the combine entails for us, while the coaches are able to stay back with Les and some of the other members of his group and really dive into the film, which is obviously the most important part of the evaluation process for us.
Sean, when you're looking at a player, like pretend that I'm a good college player and you're thinking about drafting me. How does that process work? Do you talk to me? Do you call my coaches? A little of both? Or when you zero in on a guy that you might want to draft, how do you go? Does that process entail?
Yeah, I think it depends on the relationship that you have with that particular coach. Where there's a lot of relationships, and there's certain ones that there's levels of trust that maybe don't exist because you don't know other people. So that's a case by case, but it's really trusting our group of scouts. They do such a great job of vetting these guys, understanding all the different people that maybe have had different touch points throughout the course of their life to really be able to say, what kind of human being, most importantly, are they? Are they made of the right stuff? Are they going to be resilient when adversity hits inevitably? Is there really a mental toughness that you can try to gauge based on all the different factors that we put into that to try to measure some of these intangibles? And then ultimately, what does the tape tell you? How does that speak to you? And then what's the vision of the player? And so but there's a lot of trust for letting people do their jobs. I think that's the best part about our organization. Everybody has an ownership of their role and their responsibility. It's a collaborative process like all good organizations, but you trust people to do their job at a high level and trust the information that they're gathering, especially as it relates to Les and his group.
Sean, Travis Hunter's leaving Colorado, and he has indicated that he wants to play both sides of the ball this coming season as a rookie. How realistic is that, to be able to play both sides of the ball for a season?
Well, this guy certainly is a unicorn. I can't believe the body of work. Unfortunately, we'll have no chance of seeing him because he's too good. But I do know this. You look at guys like Charles Woodson and even, Dion when he was in his prime and doing the different things that they've done. It's remarkable to play the amount of snaps that he can play. Nobody did the things he's done. If there's anybody that can change the game, he'd be a guy that you certainly wouldn't bet against, where, runs away with the Heisman, has made a tremendous impact at a couple different schools throughout the course of his college career. And he's a stud. He's a fun guy to watch. But I wouldn't mind trying to figure out that problem if we had him. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Sean, last thing for you. Do you and Veronica call your son Jordan or JJ?
We call him Jordan. I thought we would call him JJ, but Some people do, but it's Jordan, and then like anything else, my middle name is Patrick, so whenever I'd be in trouble, it'd be Sean Patrick. So we'll call him Jordan John when he's acting out of line. He's a little shit like his dad. I love him though. He's the best.
I was just gonna ask you how that's going. Is he walking and talking at this point?
Oh, yeah. He's walking and talking. There's no doubt. This kid is wired. He is definitely my son.
Yes.
Love it.
Awesome, man.
Love
awesome.
It. Well, give our best to your family, and thank you for doing this.
And glad Matthew's coming back. Glad everything's coming together. Super excited for this coming season. Coach, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Hey, always enjoy with you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean.
There's Coach Sean McVay.
By the way, he said something in that interview that you, as a Rams fan, should feel so effing good about.
Awesome.
That I will tell you what it is next.
Perfect. Hey, it is a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. Lakers move ahead of
they're
Denver.
defending.
Sorry
at
about
the
that.
end of the day,
I actually hit a piece of sound I was going to play later.
There's Brian Windhorst. He can't stop talking about the Lakers.
He sees no ceiling. Lakers move ahead of Denver in the standings, take number 2 seed in the West. We're talking about it all day long. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been to Cosm, I'm telling you, what are you waiting for? Cosm is the new way to experience sports in the ultimate way. Imagine watching all your favorite sports like the NBA, the NHL, college basketball, Premier League soccer, WWE on these massive high-resolution wraparound screens. You've never seen anything like it. You will feel like you're at the game. I promise you. That's inside the Dome. They also have an unbelievable roof deck with great craft cocktails. You can oversee both SoFi and Steve Ballmer's new building. Just an amazing view. By the way, they're also, if you don't want to do a sports thing, they've got the Orbital show, which is terrific for the family, and Cirque du Soleil is there as well in the Dome. And of course, in the hall, you got live multi-view sports. You can watch every big game all at once. The food is so good at Cosm. All your favorites, plus craft cocktails, ice cold beers, all that stuff. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Cosm.com. Learn more about the events that are coming up and grab your tickets today. They go fast. That's Cosm.com. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The Lakers are on fire. Back-to-back wins over the Clippers. And the winning streak keeps on rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tomorrow night?
They're 6th in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your game all season long on PrizePicks, and it's the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. The app is super easy to use. You just create a lineup. All you have to do is pick more or less on a few players for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your money. And on PrizePicks, you can mix and match player projections on different sports. Combine your favorite basketball players with your best guys from baseball, hockey, esports, and much, much more. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Download the app today and use code 710 to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code 710 for first-time users. PrizePicks, run your game.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You're checking out the Waba Grill Lunch Hour here on Mason and Ireland.
Sup, people?
Why do they grill the order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins and fresh steamed vegetables. Right now, get a value bowl combo for only $8.99 for a limited time. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Just like Mason and Ireland are for you.
Tell me if I'm weird here. Don't answer
Yes,
that question.
you're weird.
I knew that was coming.
The Waba Grill Lunch Hour rolls on right now.
Sup, people? It is a big Monday, reacting to everything. Going to get into a lot of Lakers stuff. Don't forget,
here in a minute.
ESPN LA, the Lakers and Bibigo teaming up to find the Lakers GOAT. Greatest fan of all time. Are you the GOAT? If so, you can win the Ultimate Fan prize package, including courtside seats, a year's supply of Bibigo, bunch of other stuff. If this is you, if you are the GOAT, go to LakersGoat.com. That's LakersGFOAT.com to learn more, how to submit your entry, all that stuff. Looking for the Lakers GOAT. All right. So Sean McVay joined us there.
Can I tell you what you should feel great about if you're McVay?
Yes.
I've never understood this process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This past week, we all, and Michael and I did it, I'm sure you did it a little bit, we all watched the combo. We watch guys run 40s.
Just
we watch
randomly.
guys run drills. It's like, for some reason, it's hard to turn off.
Oh, sure.
But I've always been suspicious of a guy who pops at the combine. And what McVay said in that interview should make you feel great. He said to us, to the Rams, you said, hey, why don't you go to the combine? You and Les Snead never go. And he said, for us, it's more about the tape.
Right.
Shouldn't it be that way for everybody? You've got 4 years of tape on these guys.
John, in some cases, 5 years now.
Travis Hunter, you got it at 2 different schools.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, 2 different schools.
Yeah.
Shador Sanders, 2 different schools.
The tape should tell the story. You know what? Ultimately, it's
so
about
what if
playing
a guy
football.
Goes 50 for 51, throwing to some guy at the combine with no defense.
Right.
I even feel this way about pro days. I devalue pro days.
Pro days
they're okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
But it's a controlled environment where the guy's throwing to his buddies from college. Tape should be the law.
Agreed.
And it sounds like to Sean it is.
Right.
He said, we trust our scouts. Then we go back and go over the tape. And that's why they ended up taking 2 guys from Florida State off a bad Florida State team. Well, not bad the whole time they were there.
Yeah.
But, and they both turned out to be great in Braden Fisk and Jared Verse.
Yes.
Because they looked at all their tape.
Yes.
I wouldn't trust a guy who was shaky on the field while he was in college, but then killed the combine.
Right. I know everybody's interested in the measurables, right? How fast, how tall, how high can you jump, all that kind of stuff. You know what? In the end, it is about the tape. It's about playing football. It's not about the measurables. So, yeah, good for the Rams. They're going to nail the draft. I don't know what that's going to look like. I would imagine
they do every year.
A wide receiver, an offensive lineman, something like that is the way they're going to go. And if you're just tuning in, by the way, in addition to Matthew Stafford and Alaric Jackson, who they brought back on Friday, today it was announced that both Tyler Higbee at tight end and Rob Havenstein at right tackle will be returned. They were under contract, but they are going to be returning for the Rams, which is great news. That offensive line was the 5th best in the NFL when it comes to keeping a quarterback on his feet. They did a great job. They kept him clean, and I think that's one of the reasons why, if you're Matthew Stafford, you think, hey, I'm playing behind a really good offensive line in a team that's got a chance to win in Los Angeles, where I've already won a Super Bowl. I think the weight of coming back was so significant. And Sean seemed like it was never as dicey as we thought it was his statement. So maybe it wasn't as close.
Yeah, maybe he knew all along that they kind of had that ace up their sleeve. But to us, it all seemed like it was pretty close to going to the Raiders.
Seemed like he was going Raiders' way. Yeah.
All right, can we pivot to the Lakers?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So when the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic on February 1st.
Right.
Okay. It is now March 3rd. So we've had him for a month.
Yep.
Okay. The day we traded for Luka, the Lakers were 7th in the West. After beating the Clippers last night, they are now 2nd in the West.
Amazing.
They have skyrocketed up the West standings. They've won 6 games in a row, 12 of their last 14. Since trading for Luka, they're 11-2. Here's the thing that may not add up for some people that you should feel really good about. Last night, Luka was Luka. Before that, really wasn't.
No.
He was shooting 24% from 3, 36% from the field. Last night, he was 9 of 17, looked like Luka, played like Luka.
Yep.
And LeBron last night was not good.
No,
LeBron was 6 for 17.
Did have the 9 assists and 8 turnovers.
So answer yourself. How are they doing this? How do they keep winning when Luka hasn't been Luka? LeBron has had off nights. Last night, they were without 3 rotation players, including 2 starters.
Yep.
No Austin Reeves, no Rui Hachimura, no Jordan Goodwin. All right? Dalton Knecht comes in, scores 19 points off the bench. Trey Jemison comes in, gives them physicality out the bench. So I was starting to think, I've been doing this with the Lakers for a long time. In past years, we would be losing these games. We've won 6 in a row. We probably would have lost 5 of them.
Sure.
How are we doing this? Mace, it's the defense. On yesterday, they held their 7th straight opponent. They've had 7 games since the All-Star break to 102 points or less. You're going to win almost every game if you do that. Hold them to 102 or less. Listen to this. They held the Clippers scoreless for the last 7 minutes and 35 seconds of the second quarter. Let me say that again. They held them scoreless for almost 8 minutes. This is how you win games when your offense isn't clicking, or when you're not making shots, or when Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and Jordan Goodwin all go out on the same day.
Yep.
You just lock people up. And 7 games in a row. So all these national pundits talking about, LeBron and Luka are going to be unstoppable. And every time I watch Luka, I can't believe Dallas let him get out of the building.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that's not the reason. Luka's offense is not the reason they're on this win streak. It's the defense. And they've had the number 1 rated defense since January 15th in the NBA. That's almost 7 weeks. And as you always say, you beat this drum all the time. Defense is about effort and intensity.
Yep.
It's not about talent. And they are, every night, so engaged defensively, including, if not led by, LeBron.
Yeah. And by the way, and that, I think, is, remember, the defense locked in before Luka got here. You pointed out mid-January.
Right.
They've been number 1 at defensive efficiency.
7 weeks.
So, to me, there was a level of LeBron is playing as hard on defense as he has in years. And I think that is a tone setter for the rest of that team. If LeBron's doing that, we got to do that too. I think LeBron deserves a lot of credit. And obviously, JJ, the scheme is clearly working.
And it seems to me that like hot three-point shooting isn't always sustainable.
Right.
A guy like Kobe used to go on these benders where he would score 40 points for 10 games in a row. Not sustainable. You know what is sustainable? Defense, because of what you said. It's effort.
Yep.
You can always control your effort. You can't control if the ball goes in every time.
Yeah.
You can't control, like the Lakers turn it over a lot.
Last night was a rough night.
Right. So last night they had 17 turnovers. The Clippers had 12. and the Lakers won again. The reason is they're locking people up.
Yeah.
That when they miss shots, when they turn it over, normally if you turn it over 17 times, you're losing.
Sure.
All right. They had 10 turnovers in the first half.
Yep.
That's a sure sign that you're going to lose. But with these guys, it doesn't matter because when they turn it over, they run back on defense and lock people up.
Right. And let's say Jared Vanderbilt, I mean, if you watch that game last night, 5 offensive rebounds. He had 3 on one play. He had 2 on another. He is just absolutely relentless on the boards and defensively. When he came back, it made a significant upgrade to this defense.
There was one exchange in the game last night in the fourth quarter when the game was starting to slip away. The Clippers, at one point, the Lakers' biggest lead in that game was 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
The Clippers never led, start to finish.
Yep.
Lakers led by 21. Clippers cut it to 5. And it looked like they were kind of taking over the game. Lakers come down, run their offense. LeBron misses. Vanderbilt gets a rebound. LeBron misses again. I'm trying
to think who got that second rebound. Trey Jemison, yeah.
Throw it to LeBron. Misses again, third time. Vanderbilt gets the rebound. Fourth time. Throw it to LeBron in the corner. 3.
Yes.
You give any NBA team
4
bites
chances
at the apple, they're eventually going to cash it in.
Yeah.
I could not be higher about the way they're playing. Now, I'm worried about tomorrow night.
Right.
I mentioned this in Crosstalk. The Lakers are 17-3 in their last 20 games. All right. The 3 losses, all against terrible teams. Charlotte beat them. Philadelphia blew them out. Utah beat them. Tomorrow night, here come the 17-44 New Orleans Pelicans. I hope they don't relax.
Yes, absolutely. All right, going to do a lot of Lakers today. Got a little Rams coming up. Dodgers. We're like 2 weeks away from the Dodgers actually playing real games.
If you like preseason, they're playing right now.
Yeah. And Wheel of Questions is coming up next. Laura has returned to the show. So, Laura, it is your wheel. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We will do that coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Kings forward Kevin Fiala finished February with 7 goals in 8 games, good for second most in the National Hockey League. And Saturday in St. Louis, he kicked off March with a power play goal.
Fiala back for Doughty. He'll play it in deep for Kopitar. Base of the left circle to the near point Kopitar. The right circle, one-timer, score! Kevin Fiala let it go from the top of the right circle. The Kings have a power play goal, and they lead it 1-0 with 16:17 to play in period 1.
Tonight, the road trip concludes in Chicago as the Kings meet the Blackhawks for the second time this season. Don't miss the action. Listen live at 5:30 Pacific on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Sellers Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Sellers Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $10,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Sellers Advantage.
Oh, I feel it. Earlier than ever. I'm going mad, I tell you, mad! Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
College b-ball craziness is upon us. Catch every team, every game, every day on big screens everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 2.
Desi Banks, live April 25th.
And the number 1 reason.
Spring break is almost here. Book your break at MorongoCasinoResort.com or on the app today.
Morongo, good times.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. This weekend, save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500, plus 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
All right.
I missed that. All right, guys. So we are talking a lot of Lakers.
Dumbass question.
All right.
Whoa, that one's
Hasn't
new.
even asked it
No,
yet.
that's it. You're
that
right.
that one's new.
All right.
All right. So we are talking a lot of Lakers, and I saw this crazy stat, and they were talking about aging like fine wine. They were talking about LeBron James. So they
I saw this. This is great.
They comped MVP Miami LeBron James,
2013
versus 40-year-old LeBron James in LA. His stats are crazy, very similar, but still crazy. So he was averaging 26.8 points as MVP LeBron. He's averaging 26.5 as a 40-year-old. Field goal percentage, 51% in Miami, 55% here in LA.
Crazy.
So that went up. 35% three-point in Miami, 43% here in LA. Rebounds, Miami, 7.5. In LA, 8.3 as a 40-year-old. 7.4 assists in 2013 as MVP Miami LeBron, and 8.1 since turning 40
I know,
here in LA.
it's insane. Like,
So-
Mace made the Aaron Rodgers comparison when we were talking about Aaron Rodgers last week. He said, I don't want Aaron Rodgers now. I want Aaron Rodgers from 10 years ago.
Yes.
LeBron is LeBron
Yes,
from
he
10
is.
years ago.
Yes,
So
he is.
my question is, we don't really see athletes do this. They usually decline. They go the other way. So I want to know, do you guys have a comp? Whether I don't think we might have an athlete or like an artist that you guys can think that they actually got
I think I've
better.
got a great one, but Brian, I hear you've got a good one. You
Yeah,
go
Brian
first.
got one.
I thought I had a pretty good one. I mean, the man that only with age he continued his dominance, Vince Scully. I mean, for so
sure.
long, he never dipped. Even towards his final years, he was just as strong,
Yeah, that's
if not
actually
more
a really
knowledgeable.
good call.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, really
Mace,
good
I
call.
think you and I are going to have the same one.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe it didn't dawn on you because it's too close to you. The answer to this question is Bryan Cranston.
Oh, sure.
Bryan Cranston was 44 when he got the part as the dad on Malcolm in the Middle. And at that point, he had a good run as a character actor. He was Tim Watley on Seinfeld, but he was a character actor.
And a comedy guy, people viewed him
Right.
as.
And then he gets Malcolm in the Middle. And you would never guess, if you went back and watched Malcolm in the Middle, that he would be Walter White.
Right.
But then he gets Walter White when he's almost 50.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody at the same time goes, oh, he's got that gear.
Yep.
He can go to that. And ever since then, he's like gone like a rocket ship. Like I still say the bet. You jokingly call me Broadway John. I'm going to a
Broadway
show.
John!
Going to a show next week. The best performance I've ever seen on Broadway was him playing the lead in Network.
Yeah, amazing.
On Broadway, you saw it too.
Yeah, I saw it too. It's amazing.
And so Brian had this ridiculous ability that went untapped until he turned almost 50, and now everybody knows it. So
Yeah.
that's my answer.
Okay, aging like a fine wine. I am going to go with Howard Stern, who started his career as a guy with,
Hated everybody, hated everything.
did all these sex things and, women in the studio, all that.
Had the Kielbasa Queen in studio once a month.
Matured into one of the best interviews there is. I just think Howard Stern has literally aged like a fine. He is better today than he was back in the day.
But you're right to bring this up, Laura, because there really is no comp athletically for what LeBron is doing. And it's a testament to how much he works out and treats his body.
What's the closest?
To an athlete that peaked late. John Elway won the Super Bowl in the last 2 years of his career, but statistically, early in his career were his best years. So that really doesn't. Like Peyton Manning, the Super Bowl you went to,
Oh,
he
he
was
was
a shell
terrible.
of himself.
Yeah.
At that
Von
point,
Miller won that game.
but he still won the
Just
Super
Brady,
Bowl.
right?
Kareem, you could argue at the end of his career was still really dominant, but when he came out of UCLA, he was unstoppable.
She said Brady. That's a
the
pretty
only-
good call.
Yeah, Brady's the best. Yeah, Brady's probably the
Went
best.
to a
comp
huge
to
chunk
LeBron.
of Super Bowls late. So yeah, those are good calls. Those are good calls. And Laura, how do you feel about being back in the studio, back asking questions?
I feel like it's better because I can talk. I couldn't talk with half the other show.
Well,
so.
explain why.
So at the Super Bowl, I was eating almonds, these really good almonds that I got at Trader Joe's. And I didn't notice that I broke my tooth.
Ooh.
So I had to go through all this like dental. I had never gone through any dental issues like that, so that was really new to me. I usually just, oh no. I didn't know they had that many tools.
I don't even know why I have that dentist sound button, but yeah, no, it's scary to even hear it.
It's not, see, I've never been afraid of the dentist, and I talked about this. I love the dentist,
Ugh.
but I've only gone there for cleanings and like minor little fills or whatever.
Yeah, I went to the dentist for the first time in a long
How was
time
that?
last week.
Did you have gum recession?
A little bit, but not. It wasn't what I thought. He goes, I have a cracked tooth.
Oh,
and so he's got to cap it, but but he doesn't want me to cap it until the end of the Lakers season because he says it's going to be a temp in there.
Oh yeah,
and I don't want
a
you to
temp.
be on the road with a temp.
Yeah, because you lose a temp and all of a sudden you got nothing.
You got a hole.
Yeah, you got a hole.
See,
in your mouth.
I was lucky that
I
my
just
dentist.
love my dentist, so I got a great dentist.
Yeah, so do I. So my
Shout out Ray Padilla, Lakers dentist, who who I go to.
Oh, my dentist is not the Lakers dentist, but he's
I can
also
get
great.
you in if
he's
you
also
need one.
he's also great. He did the crown the same day. So he fixed my tooth, did it for 2 weeks, then I went back.
Yeah,
and
so
did
you had
my
a
crown.
temp for 2 weeks.
No, it was just like because the temp is like the little
post?
cap.
Yeah.
Post.
A
I had a
post.
post. That hurt.
Yeah.
That's what
Let
kept me not talking.
Let me get to something about sports graffiti since your question was about the Lakers,
Sure. Yeah.
and we just talked. The issue with the Lakers, as I told you before, the reason why they've been winning so much is that their defense is locking everybody up.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that they don't have advantages offensively. Listen to this stat. I'm stealing this from Dan Wakey from the LA Times, who put this out yesterday. There are 15 players in the NBA, and only 15, who average at least 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists a game.
Okay.
So like that complete stat line. Somebody that scores, rebounds, and assists. 15 players. No team has multiple players on that list of 15 except the Lakers, and they have 3 of them.
Wow.
They have LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
So if they can get everybody healthy, I think the good news for Laker fans is, okay, you want to play a game in the mud? We're elite defensively.
Yep.
We'll play a 80-78. You want to play fast? We have LeBron, who is the best open court player in the history of the NBA. We'll play fast if you want to run up and down. You want to play slow? We got Luka. You can't speed him up. And if you want to double team Luka and double team LeBron and let the other guys
Oh my
beat
God,
you, we got
everybody's
Austin.
open. Exactly.
And we got Dorian Finney-Smith who's hitting shots. So this is all coming together like ridiculously well, and it's such a different vibe, a different energy at these games that you go into them, and it's a big party. You were there one day last week. It's just, you never feel like the Lakers are going to lose. They're not going to win every game for the rest of the season, but I haven't felt this way since the bubble year, and that was a weird year because there weren't any fans.
Yeah, right.
But I go in every game, I think they're going to win now.
Yeah. Well,
Every game.
they certainly come out like they're going to. And, you know, the thing, I was watching Luka last night. I mean, sometimes 3 guys rushing at Luka. Of course there's an open look.
Right.
The looks have gotten
never,
so good.
And he never panics.
No.
You know, he'll just whip it across the court to somebody, and there's Dalton Connect standing by himself with a wide open 3.
By the way, very good to see Dalton connect last night because there were injuries. Obviously, Rui's out and Austin Reeves is out, and Dalton Connect got back on the floor, scored 14 in the first half. Here's him after the game.
Mainly just staying confident on the court, just sticking with it, playing out there confident with my teammates. My teammates know what I could do, and, I'm just trying to stay consistent for them and make life easy for my teammates.
You want to hear a great answer Connect gave us? He was our post-game guest last night.
Oh, yeah?
So I said to him at one point, I go, okay, Dalton, crazy month for you. You got traded. You came back. It's been a whirlwind. If I would have told you on that night in New York when we traded for Luka, and nobody could believe that news was real, that you were going to go 11-2 since. Be honest. Would you look at me like I was crazy? And he said, to be honest, I'd want to know where the 2 we lost.
Yeah.
He goes, I expect us to win every night now.
Sure.
And there's just never been that energy around the Lakers until this Luka trade. Not since Kobe in power here.
Yeah.
And it
was honestly a magic trick.
Yeah,
Rob Pelinka performed a magic trick. I don't know how it happened, but damn, they've got two guys. One of two guys can take over a playoff series.
Can you believe they let Luka out of the building in Dallas? I mean,
ridiculous.
And then trashed him on his way out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yep.
You don't want him. Not only will we take him,
Yep.
we will treasure this guy. We could not be happier to have him.
And I love when last night he made a shot and then looked over at the Clippers bench and did his thing, challenged them.
By the way, he scores more points against the Clip. This is why it's perfect for the Lakers. He scores more points against the Clippers than any other NBA team.
Exactly.
33 a game.
And Luka, actually, here's JJ on Luka. They originally described that as a blackout moment, like when he blacks out, it's great for us. Here's another way to describe it.
Yeah, I think so.
That's Austin. Hang on, JJ.
He played fantastic tonight, and again, it was that verve and that spirit of competition, but also just something that maybe it's an inner demon. I don't know, but it comes out, and it's fantastic for us when it does.
It's an inner demon.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that too, and I love
Give
the
it to me.
use of the word verve.
Yeah,
verve.
And when you go to these games and you're watching the Lakers go up and down, they go up by double digits in every game now, and you're just waiting for the run. You know, you don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. And Luka will hit a three, and Connect will hit a three, and LeBron will have a dunk, and somebody you don't expect will, Austin will go off.
Yep.
And let me say this, I know that most people that are listening to us can't afford to go to a Laker game, but if you can, it is so much fun. If you've got an opportunity to go see the Lakers play in person, and when the playoffs roll around, the tickets are going to be really pricey. So take a look at the schedule. We have 17 games this month, Mace. 17 games in 31 days. So that's more than a game every other day, including 4 back-to-backs.
Yeah, that's tough.
So if you've got a chance to go see the Lakers, take it.
Yeah.
You won't regret it.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you can't get in, go to Cosm.
Oh, go to
watch it
Cosm. All the games are at Cosm.
Go watch it in a communal setting with other Laker fans. It's really fun.
Yeah, Cosm is a really
Get
cool
those
place
wings,
to watch
man.
the games from. Yeah, the wings are good.
I love them.
They have like is it lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper wings.
Lou Williams.
And
So
then there's
good.
also Korean-style nachos. I also
Those
love
are good
that. Those
also,
are
yeah.
delicious.
The
And
drink was good, too.
Their
Margarita.
flatbreads are good. Their craft cocktail. This is a great spot. Go to Cosm. All the Laker games there. Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. All right, sports graffiti time. Let's jump in. 877-710-ESPN. There is so much to be thrilled about if you are a Lakers fan. If you've got to take what you saw last night, what's the ceiling for this team, all that kind of stuff. You heard from Sean McVay a while ago. Matthew Stafford is staying. Who's going to be the quarterback for the Raiders is a question. We'll speculate on that a little bit. And, of course, Dodgers were like 2 weeks away from the start of the season in Tokyo. All that stuff. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. Mason and Ireland, 710-ESPN.
All right, you've heard us talk about the big contest for the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time. You got to get involved in this. The prize package is as good as we've ever had. ESPN LA and BBGO are teaming up to find the Lakers Gafote, the greatest fan of all time. Here's how you enter. Just upload your pic or video to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. We have all those at ESPN LA. Tell us your favorite memory. Be sure to include 2 hashtags. One is hashtags Lakers Gafote, GFOAT. The other one is hashtag promotion, PROMOTION. And you can win prizes like courtside seats. Those are, $3,500 seats that were given away in this contest. Lakers gear, a year's supply of BBGO. If I won a year's supply of BBGO, I would be happier than anyone on the planet. My favorite is the steamed dumplings with the sticky white rice, but they have so much good stuff. We're looking for the Lakers Gafote. Be sure to enter. But last night I saw my girl Desiree, Lady Mamba. She's entering, so the stakes are high. You got to bring it. We're looking for the Lakers Gafote. Is it you? Go to LakersGafote.com.
The Lakers are on fire.
back-to-back wins over the Clippers, and the winning streak keeps on rolling.
And the Lakers win again.
Will the Lakers keep their streak alive when the Pelicans come to town tomorrow night?
They're 6th in a row.
Lakers versus Pelicans. Pre-game coverage starts tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on the home of LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers.
And they just keep rolling.
710 ESPN.
Hey, it's D4. The best sports strips aren't just about the game. It's about the whole experience. With Absolute Sport, that experience is built around you. Whether it's an El Clasico
Why do we
match...
grill to order at Waba Grill? It's just better for you. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Waba Grill. It's for you.
Dashboard and make your dream trip a reality.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. 1 ticket, 2 matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Have you heard the refinancing rule of thumb that says you have to drop your rate at least 0.5% to refi because it'll take several years of savings to recoup the closing costs for a refi? The Loan Exchange says the rule is nonsense. With a Loan Exchange free closer, you can lower your rate without paying any cost whatsoever. That's right, lower your rate with no cost and your balance doesn't go up. You start saving on the first day you have the loan and every day thereafter. If you decide to move next year or rates drop further, you can exchange that loan for another without losing a dollar that was tied up in closing costs. Today's 30-year fixed-free closer rate in APR is 5.99%. So if your current mortgage rate is higher than 5.99%, give the Loan Exchange a call at 855-752-9944 or log on to theloanexchange.com. It won't cost you a thing. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
There's LeBron and Luka, the dynamic duo taking over the NBA.
I can't believe that we just had an assist, LeBron James to Luka Doncic.
But before that, there was the original duo, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Ireland has an idea. I do. I think it's stupid, but there are other ideas out there.
More Mason and Ireland right now.
All right, it is sports graffiti time. So much good stuff to talk about. 877-710-ESPN. Ireland, why don't you take this one? You up for it?
All right, yeah, why not? Let's go to Jason. Jason, you lead off today on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys, a little selfish question I have for you guys. My wife got us Laker tickets pre-Luka trade in a suite, and now we get to go see him. Do you think he's going to play tomorrow, or now that there's a 2 seed, or do you think they're going to sit him out, or now that there's a 2 seed, they're going to play and try to win every game, keep that seeding?
I have no reason, Jason, to believe that he won't play tomorrow. I'll just put it that way. I don't know anything, but I have no reason to think that he won't play, especially it's not the second night of a
it's not a back-to-back.
There's not another game the next day. We don't play again until Thursday, so I think you're looking good.
Yeah.
Greg, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go. Greg, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, guys, as a lifetime Laker fan and a 17-year fan of Mason and Ireland, I actually won tickets to see Kobe's last game on ESPN.
Wow.
It's time for the Purple Rain. We're the NBA's worst nightmare right now. Let's go, Lakers.
Let's go.
The Purple Wave. Here's Nate. Nate, you're on Sports Graffiti. Oh, we lost Nate. Here's David. David, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys, you mentioned that the Lakers, you haven't had this vibe since the Powell and Kobe days, and I just want to give a huge shout-out to all the ownership in L.A. because it's a great time to be a sports fan. Rams on the rise, Dodgers best team in sports, and the Lakers finally got the phone call to make something happen. So a huge shout-out. It's awesome to be a fan.
Yeah, it absolutely is. All the stars come to L.A. Star-driven effing town.
Josh, you're on Sports Graffiti. Josh, go.
Hey, it's too bad that the Lakers already played the Cavaliers because I would have loved to see what they would do now. But they got Boston on Saturday, so looking forward to that. But, hey, so Mark Williams, in the 5 games that he's been with the Hornets since the trade was rescinded, he's averaged 16 points and 11 rebounds in 28 minutes. So he's not injured. So what's really going on?
Not sure, but I will say this. I mentioned this before. The Lakers probably have the deepest medical staff in the league right now. At the start of this year, they hired Dr. Leroy Sims, who was head of medicine for the whole NBA. They hired him just to work for the Lakers. And Vanessa Brooks, our trainer, is a doctor. On top of that, Dan Vigil, our team doctor, is like the best in the world. So, and that's what you want if you're trading for a guy.
Something's going on. They saw something, and he is playing, and he was playing this year. But there's something
so
there.
We're pretty well covered
Tick-tock,
medically.
tick-tock.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen with him.
Kenneth, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go, Kenneth.
Hey, guys. A quick question. I don't know. Did either one of you guys watch that fight over the weekend?
No, I think Michael did, Kenneth, but I didn't watch it.
Listen, my son, I gave up boxing a long time ago. My son said, "No, Dad, come over and watch it with me." I went there, and I am so disappointed again. They cheated Roach. He won the fight. How are you going to go take a knee and say something's in your eye, and you take a knee and the ref doesn't give you a standing 8 count?
Oh, this is the one where his hair gel got in his face, I think it was, and said he was blinded momentarily.
Kenneth, I'm sure Michael watched it, and tomorrow when Michael's in here, we'll get him to weigh in on that. It's tough for us to do it because we didn't see it. Here's Peter. Peter, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, listen, I'm so stoked about Luka being here. He's the dog. He's very – I'm not saying he's Kobe – but he'll take the last shot for us. That's something we haven't had in a while. He's not scared of any situation or whatnot. What a great pickup for us.
Yeah,
that's it, guys.
Amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Amazing.
Yeah, I still can't believe when I'm watching these games, I'm like, we got him?
Yeah.
How'd we get him?
Contention for the next decade.
Yeah.
Bam.
Ken, you're on Sports Graffiti. Ken, go.
Hi, guys. Luka, when he's hitting the ball, is great. And it gives LeBron a rest in the fourth quarter. But I'll tell you what, the real difference in this team right now is defense.
Yep.
And it's Smith and Vanderbilt. It's a star on defense. And, then you throw Dalton in there. The bench is better than it's been in probably 5 years. And the defense is as good as it's been in a long time.
Yep.
No question.
And that's what Ken makes a good point. I mean, the Lakers are really fun to watch because of Luka and LeBron, and they're flashy offensively. The reason that they have won 6 games in a row and that they're 11-2 since Luka got here is
By
all
the way,
defense.
You've done this homework. Does that 6 weeks correlate with Vanderbilt and Dorian Finney-Smith?
Yeah.
That's really when it started, right?
And those guys are defense first players.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's contagious. When they get out there, the other guys don't want to let their man score because they're letting the other guys down. Here's Carlos. Hey, Carlos, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm just real excited about the Luka trade and about the defense, Lakers defense. You're right, John. The Lakers defense has never looked so good, not even with Anthony Davis. That's what we had him here for because of his defending. Everybody made a big deal of that. He was a big man, his defending, his presence in the paint. But the Lakers were never as good on defense since he left. So what's up with that? And then one more thing. Hey, Mason, shout out. Happy National Anthem Day today. So I want to hear that National Anthem.
There you go.
Absolutely. National Anthem Day. It is. I think it was declared by Herbert Hoover before the Great Depression. He said, "All right, our national anthem is Star Spangled Banner."
Here's Danny. Hey, Danny, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, yes. Hey, I have 3 teams. I have the Clippers won, the Lakers are the backup, and the Mavericks are the backup to the backup. My girlfriend's from Dallas. We see each other every weekend. She works for the airline. Now, she is beside herself, absolutely beside herself. And, my God, now she's got a backup and a backup to the backup because she adopted the Lakers only because she loves Luka so much. You guys are going to have fun, except when he throws his little tantrums. But I love you guys.
I don't even care when he does that.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
To me, it shows that he cares.
Yeah. He's got so much fight in him, and you saw that moment last night when he looked over at the Clippers bench. What was he saying, Laurie?
So he told Harden, "You can't bleep and guard me."
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm like, give me more of that.
Which has the added bonus of being factual.
Yes.
PJ, you're on Sports Graffiti. PJ, go.
Yo. So first of all, I want to say I love the defense. I am curious to see how we do against teams that run two bigs like a Horford and a Porzingis or Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. But so far, so good. Also, I want to add that I believe that LeBron is playing amazing because he has someone else facilitating, i.e. he won a championship with Rondo when he was facilitating, Kyrie when he was facilitating, and when Mario Chalmers and D-Wade was facilitating in Miami. So I want to say that I think that is also contributing to LeBron's extra success right now.
Good call.
Well, and to his point, Mace, LeBron is a lot fresher in the fourth quarter now because Luke is carrying the load early.
And interesting, cumulatively, will be fresher for the postseason.
Yeah, let's squeeze a couple more in here. This is Nate. Hey, Nate, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so I am so glad that we got Dalton Connect back. Like, what a blessing in disguise, right? Like, it's the coolest thing ever. I'm all in on the Lakers. We're going to win the West. And my biggest question is, are the Lakers and the Warriors the last teams are must-watch TV? Like, I have the NBA, app, and I used to get it to watch LaMelo or Zion, but they're injured all the time. I feel like the Lakers and the Warriors are literally the last two teams that are like, you know what? I have something to do today. I'm going to stop what I'm doing to watch those guys.
Yeah, I think it's a good point, Nate. And I will say this, too. If I was the NBA, I would put every Laker game on NBA TV for the rest of the season. I think they're that fun to watch. I don't even know if that's legal. I know my friends at Spectrum are probably cursing at the radio right now saying, why is Ireland suggesting that? But I just think that if I lived in Chicago, or like I heard it from a friend of mine today who lives in New York, and he stays up to watch every Laker game now.
Wow.
I mean, that's how it is. All right, Steve, you're last. Steve, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Great.
First time calling.
Cool, thank you.
Glad to have you.
That's great to be here. I wanted to bring up a story. I don't know if you guys have talked about it or not, but the USC women's basketball team.
Yes!
Oh, I am glad you brought that up, Steve.
Big night. I actually put that game on. They looked great on Saturday night.
Juju is something else.
Just incredible.
I'll tell you. And thanks, Steve, for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Juju. So UCLA this year has 2 losses. They're both to USC.
Yep.
And it's because Juju just takes over the game. I mean,
and for some reason, Lauren Betts in both games has disappeared for UCLA.
She was better this game, but we should ask for either Juju or Lindsey Gottlieb this week.
We've had Lindsey. I mean, I would welcome Lindsey Gottlieb back, but Juju, we should definitely ask for.
Yeah, Laura, call USC and ask if we can have Juju or Lindsey Gottlieb this week.
I'm on it.
The thing about watching Juju is, I don't think she has a weakness.
Right.
And, this is maybe we'll maybe save this conversation for tomorrow with
Yes.
Michael. But Juju is a shining example of why this stupid rule exists. Like, Juju couldn't if Juju decided to turn pro,
right?
She's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
She'd be the number 1 pick in the draft. There's a rule that says she can't. You have to be 22 to be drafted in the WNBA.
Although, why would you, John? She's making more as a college player than she would make in the WNBA.
No, I don't think so. I think
you don't think her NIL outpaces the $70,000 or $80,000 that you get as a rookie?
I don't know. It's her endorsements I'd want to check because she's got a deal with State Farm. I think she would keep all of her endorsements.
Yeah.
I just don't think she should have to go to school if she doesn't want to.
I totally agree with that.
And so I would be up for them lifting that rule.
By the way, do you know that she doesn't want to continue in school?
She says that, in her opinion, players should have the option to turn pro. I've never heard her say whether or not she would, but she said it's wrong that players don't have the option to turn pro.
Interesting.
And if she did, I mean, her or Paige Beckers would be the number 1 pick, and I think it would be Juju. I mean, I think she's that good. And if you guys haven't seen her play, I mean, she blocks shots. She has 10 assists a game. She's their leading scorer. She is something else.
Yeah,
man.
so to put this into some perspective, as a rookie, she would make $76,535 in the WNBA.
She probably makes more in NIL, you're saying?
She's getting $1 million total in NIL. Now, some of that would transfer. I would imagine Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, Those things I think would transfer to her WNBA
if we get
career.
Lindsay or Juju on, we can talk to them about that and everything else. But I think USC could win the whole thing. Matter of fact, I hope the NCAA is smart enough to put UCLA and USC
on opposite sides,
right, so they could meet in the title
That'd
game
be
potentially.
Unbelievable.
Be really
yeah,
fun.
That'd be fun.
Random fact. Yep. Do you know when her birthday is, John?
No.
July 15th.
So me, Juju, and Damian Lillard.
And Laura.
2 of those 3 have skills.
I got skills, too.
I know. Laura,
Wait, you have the same birthday?
Yeah, Laura and I have the same birthday.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize
But
that.
Laura, you know that you and I were like the most famous people on that day until recently. Like all the people that have, like the only other person is Forrest Whitaker, the actor.
Oh, he's super famous.
Well, he won an Academy Award.
Yeah, super famous.
Charles Jefferson in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But until then, it was me, Laura, and Forrest Whitaker. Now we got Juju and Damian Lillard.
Nice.
There we go.
All right. Hey, it's an LAFC ticket giveaway on 710. Call 877-710-ESPN now for your chance to win tickets to tomorrow night's game at BMO as the Black and Gold battle Columbus in the CONCACAF Champions Round of 16. Be caller number 7 right now, 877-710-ESPN. That's 877-710-ESPN. You will be at BMO only from 710 ESPN. All right, it is officially time to... Chumba. Yes, it is game time. Are you ready to chumba? At Chumba Casino, the action never stops. You can play online social casino games anytime, anywhere for free. No purchase is necessary. Your playbook is stacked. Think bingo and solitaire and slots and so much more. Hundreds of games. You will never run out of action. Here's the kicker. They're dropping fresh games every single week. It's like a highlight reel of fun ready for you to tackle. Plus, free daily login bonuses and a sweet welcome bonus when you join. Play for free. Take your shot. You could redeem some awesome prizes. What are you waiting for? The clock is ticking. The game is on. Suit up. Take your shot and let's go to ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Kings forward Kevin Fiala finished February with 7 goals in 8 games. Good for second most in the National Hockey League. And Saturday in St. Louis, he kicked off March with a power play goal.
Fiala back for Downey. He'll play it in deep for Kopitar. Base of the left circle to the near point Kopitar. To the right circle. One-timer. Score! Kevin Fiala let it go from the top of the right circle. The Kings have a power play goal, and they lead it 1-0 with 16:17 to play in period 1.
Tonight, the road trip concludes in Chicago as the Kings meet the Blackhawks for the second time this season. Don't miss the action. Listen live at 5:30 Pacific on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and I want to talk to you about Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. So look, there are over 10 million people and literally billions of dollars that are awarded in winnings because Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everybody. And the game is so easy to play. You take your favorite players, you pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your money. Literally, you can win 1,000 times your money. So run your game all season long at Prize Picks. Now, Prize Picks is the best place to do it in the state of California. But let's say you're traveling. You can play in Texas. You can play in Georgia. You can play in 30 other states. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. I'm telling you, I promise you, this will change the way you watch sports. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. You're going to get a $50 bonus when you make your first $5 lineup. That's CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Download that Prize Picks app. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time.
The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows. Fun shows.
Fun. Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
All right, Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. Lakers now the 2 seed in the West. Talking about it all day long thanks to Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Only worth it if you enjoy it. Got a LeBron thing in here in a moment. But from the Oscars, John, this was my favorite joke from last night.
Well, we're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a pedophile.
I was very surprised he went there.
Don't worry, I'm lawyered up.
He's lawyered up.
He's lawyered up.
Yeah.
I love that joke.
By the way, the other joke I loved, they brought a bunch of first responders up onto the stage. And they had a couple of them do jokes. And one of the guys did this. Remember, they're first responders, so they can make this joke. All of our hearts go out to those who have lost their homes, including the producers of Joker 2.
Yeah.
Such a funny joke. Such a funny joke. So, John, you'll be interested in this. The movie that won last night is called Honora. You've not seen this yet, but I promise...
No, it only cost $6 million.
I promise you will love it. It's a true independent film. So, in the history of film, the most F words ever appeared in a movie called SwearNet the Movie. That was 935 F words.
Okay.
The movie, which is just F word, 857 times they used the F word. Wolf of Wall Street is third with 569 F words.
What was second?
F.
Okay.
The movie.
Okay.
Uncut Gems, 560. And Honora, 479 F words, the 5th most ever in a motion picture, and it won Best Picture.
And in this, by the way, I wonder what like Goodfellas and Pulp Fiction are. I mean,
They're
not on that
there.
list?
They're on. I mean, like it goes like this: Swearing at the Movie, F. I almost said it. Wolf of Wall Street, Uncut Gem, Denora, The Outpost, Summer of Sam, Casino is number 9.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Straight Outta Compton's number 11, and of course number 12, the beloved Christmas, Bloody Christmas.
Pulp Fiction, 265.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction is right there.
Low.
Yeah, low.
The
Quentin
Departed.
Tarantino's behind.
258.
A ton in that one, yeah. So anyway, if you've not seen that, I believe it is to rent somewhere. It is called Honora. It is about a sex worker. John, you will love the movie.
Good.
I promise you.
Looking forward to it.
All right, so last week we had this conversation about the face of the NBA. Who's the face of the NBA? And do we have the sound, for perspective, we should play what we had last week. Brian, do you have originally LeBron's comments from last week? Because he followed up on it with Scott Van Pelt over the weekend. But I want to play what he said first. You got it, Brian? All right, here it is.
Why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? I mean, that responsibility, it's just weird. It's weird energy.
So there is LeBron. Now, LeBron, again, as I mentioned, went on with SVP on SportsCenter over the weekend. Here is LeBron clarifying what he said last week.
Look, I think we all saw the comments you had to say today about the game, and I'm just interested in this sincerely. Yeah. What matters about the conversation that surrounds your game to you and the stars in the league? What about it is significant? Because I try to dismiss it as it relates to us, but I'm not you all. What matters to you?
Yeah. What matters to me when it comes to my generation and the younger generation that's in our league now is that, I mean, we play it for the love of the game. You know, we're not out here cheating the game. You know, we putting the grind in. We putting the time in. You know, we've always, gave up and gave props to the generation that came before us. Always big them up because we know without them it would not have been us. And we're just trying to carry on tradition. My generation, me, Steph, Katie, Russ, James, Kawhi, the rest of our crew. And then we got the younger generation that's doing their thing as well. So, we love what we do, and it's a responsibility for all of us to continue to press the game, push the game in a positive factor for all our fans all over America and all over the world, because it's the best, most beautiful game in the world. When you watch basketball, you're basically listening to music. You listen to jazz music, R&B music, rap music, hard, heavy metal music, everything essential with that. So, it's a beautiful game. We're all in a position to play this game, and we're here for a reason, but, we don't never take it for granted. So I hope everybody see that when we hit the floor.
Yeah. Spoken like the face of the league.
Yep.
There's no he is the face of the league.
Yeah, and I actually think that most of the coverage is positive.
I agree.
But because we have social media and more talking head shows and everything else,
and everybody's got to take a controversial position and a hard take.
Takes. You got to have a hard take.
Have a take.
I think we drift into the negative. I actually think Anthony Edwards says he doesn't want to be the face of the league. He's already doing commercials for Sprite and McDonald's.
Yeah.
The face of the league is normally the guy who ends up winning titles.
Right.
For example, the face of the NFL is Patrick Mahomes.
Sure.
LeBron is the face of the NBA because he's won a bunch of titles.
Yes.
Personally, I think that the second LeBron retires, Victor Wembanyama becomes the face of the league. But he's got to win.
He's got to win. Yeah,
and
that's
he's
the
got to
thing.
get through this thrombosis or whatever that is that's bugging him.
I mean, San Antonio will add another good player in the draft, we assume.
Right.
And some help for
They might have
Wemby.
the rookie of the year this year in Stephon Castle.
Yes.
So they're going to have some, and they traded for De'Aaron Fox. I mean, they're going to be good.
But you mentioned they've got to win championships. You've got to win titles if you're going to be the face of the league. All right, coming up next, we're going to do some. We're not going to do some What's Up, Fool. Interesting, though. We talked to Sean McVay a little while ago. One NFL analyst says the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, and there's a surprise team at number 2. That's coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Okay, if you are hiring, you got to use ZipRecruiter. I saw the guy who created ZipRecruiter, Ian Siegel, yesterday, and as Ian says, they don't leave anything to chance. And right now, you can go to ZipRecruiter and use their website for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's the web address. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Here's how it works. You post your job, and they send you qualified candidates in seconds. Here's how quickly ZipRecruiter can help you hire. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So what are you waiting for? Go to that web address and use ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
That's fine. You glaze Tom Brady every day.
Well, wait a second. No, I don't. Hold on a second. I'm not accepting that from you, and here's why.
Why is that?
Because I'm not so sure I understand what glazing means yet. Now, when I find out and I understand truly what glazing means, then I may say
it's just to praise someone, to compliment them regularly.
That's it? There's nothing more to it than that? That just glazing?
Yeah, you're like, why are you glazing this guy so much?
It's like over-complimenting almost.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say that I probably glaze Tom Brady a little bit.
You definitely do.
Okay. Well, here.
There's nothing wrong with it, but you do.
The act of sucking up to someone, glazing, the act of sucking up to someone. Okay, but, I accept that I glaze Tom Brady. Do you guys accept that you guys both glaze LeBron?
I don't.
Come on.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
ESPN LA and BBGO are going on a quest for the Lakers GOAT. No. Not the GOAT. The GOAT. the greatest Lakers fan of all time. Think it's you? Upload your pic or video to Facebook, Instagram, X, or TikTok, and tell us your favorite Lakers memory. Use hashtag LakersGoFote, GFOAT, and hashtag promotion, and follow at ESPN Los Angeles. The Lakers Gofote is going to be rewarded with courtside seats, a VIP private tour of the Lakers UCLA Health Training Center, a year's supply of BBGO, and more. The Lakers Gofote. Is it you?
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Oh, thank God we get to keep playing that. Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so what is up, people? It is a big Monday. The Lakers on an absolute roll right now. We talked to Sean McVay a little while ago. I got a couple of nuggets on that coming up. In the meantime, John, an L.A. legend, the Pantry, closed yesterday after 101 years of operation.
For a while, Richard Riordan, the mayor, owned that place.
It's owned by the Richard Riordan Trust, and ultimately they decided to close yesterday. Did you ever eat at the Pantry?
Yes, the food was not good.
Yes, I've never eaten there either.
It was a fun hang.
Yeah.
It was like you felt like you were in a unique part of L.A. history, but the food was average at best.
Yeah. Laura, you've eaten at the Pantry, right?
We used to go after concerts when I used to work at another radio station because we needed to sober up, and you just walk there. So, it was easy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the food wasn't great, but, it was a place to hang out and
So the
see
other
people.
place that fits that description, for me, it used to be right around the corner from your old house, is the Apple Pan. You always have
the Apple. Is it
feels
closed?
Like no.
Oh, okay.
I think Irving Azoff's family owns it
Oh,
now.
yeah, the Apple Pan is terrific.
Well, except the food's not great.
Well, those burgers are
you feel
pretty good.
What you feel like when you're there,
right?
You're living a part of L.A. history.
Yeah, Philippe's is like that, too.
Right.
Philippe's is also in that category of, like, legendary. I would say Tito's is in that category. As Tito's Tacos. What would you say?
I said Cole. There's a place called Cole's that I feel like my friends love, and they're like, "Oh, it's an LA thing. You got to go do it."
Yeah. Pink's,
Okay, Pink's, it's but Tito's Tacos, you don't think
I think they're great. It's close to my house.
Okay.
And the only thing better than a Tito's taco is two. I don't know if you've heard that.
I have heard that.
That's their official slogan.
I have heard that.
So I do get 2 tacos from time to time. You don't like them?
They're okay. I mean, they're not my go-to.
It's not guisados, which I think is delicious.
Guisados? Yeah.
Guisados, yeah. Delicious.
I like the Avenue 26. I like the mom and pop vendors that pop up.
Yeah. All right. So, John, it was interesting. We talked to Sean McVay a little while ago, and Dan Orlovsky was on the Get Up this morning. And he
loves Stafford.
Here he is on the Rams as the second best team in the NFC.
Rams got a great offensive line, elite defensive line. I think that defensive line will be top 3 by the end of next season. It's one of the best young ones. I think it'll be a top 5 to top 7 defense. Obviously, you got to get somebody opposite Puka Nacua with the desire to trade Cooper Kupp, and I think that they will. This organization drafts just about as good as anybody. The only team that I could definitively say is better is Philadelphia. Detroit in the convo, Green Bay in the convo, absolutely. But definitively, I'm not willing to say that either of those teams are better.
So, what jumps out at me, obviously, aside from the Rams being the second best team in the NFC, according to Orlovsky, is the use of the word convo. How do we feel about the use of the word convo? Finish the word. It's just conversation. In the conversation, you don't need to say convo. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me.
Really?
Stop shortening words. Like sesh. I don't need sesh. That's when I don't need.
I'm a classic name shortener, not so much with words, but like if you introduce yourself to me as Steven, I would say, "Hey, Steve." Even if you prefer,
that's
Steven.
I don't know. So if you
and
if somebody introduced themselves as Richard, you would say, "Hey, Dick."
Probably not that one.
All right,
but there is. I always feel I just defaulted like there's a woman that works for the Lakers named Abigail,
right?
And Michael and I were calling her Abby, and she doesn't like it.
Oh, and you still do it?
No, she's so nice.
Okay.
She didn't correct us,
Yeah.
and then we heard her say it to someone else.
Yeah,
she goes, "My name's Abigail. Please don't call me Abby." And we went, "Oh God, we've been calling her that for 3 weeks." So we stopped.
Matthew?
I have a friend named Patrick who does not like Pat.
No, not really.
And
you know,
like
I
Michael,
say that was
Michael,
a totally accidental bump, and I think it actually made sense.
Michael Thompson does not like Mike.
No.
Michael Trudell, the only one who calls him that is Annie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nobody. Annie's the only one that calls him Michael.
Yeah.
By the way, Trudell's going to be in here filling in today.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
For,
him and Sedano.
good.
Cappy's sick.
Yeah,
Something's
so I
going
mean, but
around.
I always shorten names. But you have objections to people who shorten words.
Yeah, like
Come on, don't be sus.
Okay, sus is one. Sesh is one. Like sesh, I think is unnecessary.
Yeah, a lot of them are unnecessary. But, these hip kids, they want to think they're cool and just shorten words.
Yeah.
It saves you less than a second.
You should give us a lesson on all the lingo.
That's
tomorrow.
Kasim. I'm old, man. I'm up there. I'm
Kasim,
washed.
you got a handle on the lingo, Kasim?
Yeah, I'm proudly Gen Z, so.
Well, Mason thinks he's Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm Gen Z.
You're
also. I'm the oldest Gen Z guy.
You're honorary Gen Z. I could see how. We'll get you in there.
So, Brian, how's he doing? Kasim is training on the board
What,
today.
are we trying to get rid of everyone on this show? Brian, what are you?
We gotta have
are you
everybody
leaving
back up.
next? Are you pulling a Bergman next?
That's right. I'm out, people.
Yeah, you're out. You're out. No, Brian is never going anywhere.
No, I'll be
I
here.
texted Brian after the show Friday. I'm like, I don't think I've ever worked with somebody who does the things that I would do that are in my head that he just does.
Right.
Like,
We just
you
get
know
it.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like the music and the sound drops and all that stuff. Brian and I
So
are
can I
telepathic.
Can I give a shout out to Briones about something?
Yeah.
So I'm driving in today, and I hear this promo for the Lakers Pelicans game tomorrow night. And in the promo, I say, the Lakers just keep rolling. They've won 5 in a row. They've actually won 6 in a row. So the promo bugged me.
Yeah.
So I walked into Jorge and I go, "Hey, do me a favor, pull that promo."
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll fix it later, but just pull it because I think it makes us sound stupid if we're
Yeah.
saying 5 in a row and they've won 6 in a row. So 10 minutes later, I hear the promo run, and I'm saying 6 in a row. He went in and
changed it
himself without me ever asking him.
Now,
to.
was it you saying
Yeah.
6? So
Yeah.
he went and found you saying the number 6 somewhere
Right.
and stuck it in where it says
Right.
5. Well,
And you can't tell.
That's like producing right there.
There you go.
That is some serious
Way to go,
production.
Jorge.
Yeah, way to go,
You
Jorge.
guys know that we know how to do the job, right?
No,
Laura,
this
for-
was
for
a
weeks,
tiny
no
little
one-
thing.
No one would.
Really?
Like, they wouldn't fix the clock in here.
Yeah, it took a while to get the clock.
I mean, we have to,
We had a broken microphone
Right.
in here for 3 months.
But let's
well, that's
give,
that's different.
we did get new comfortable chairs.
Yeah, whoever did that, way to go.
Was a really good call. Our chairs are really good now.
But like
so.
production, we have to. I mean, Brian's done it. We have to edit things out because we don't have. We didn't. Shout out to Mario because he did some new production stuff for us. But Chris was always doing 10 million things at once.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much one person can do.
Yeah, I hear you. Only so much. And now it's Bergman who has to do it all.
Yes.
By
And
the way,
he's sick. See?
yeah, he's
So
down today.
much.
By the way, I texted with Chris Morales over the weekend. He is improving day by day.
Good.
Yeah. So
Good.
At some point, we're going to see Chris back here, which I'm excited for. All right. Coming up next for you is What's Up, Fool? In the meantime, let's say you're driving to a friend's house over the weekend, maybe out in the desert, San Diego, wherever, and bam, you get into an accident that was not your fault. What do you do next? So I tell people this all the time. It's easy. You call Jacob. Jacob and his team will give you a free consultation. There is no risk in picking up the phone and telling them what happened. And if Jacob takes your case, you get to breathe a little easier because his team handles everything. They help find a doctor close to your home who actually specializes in your type of injury. They also deal with the body shop and the rental car and all that stuff, so you got no stress. Bottom line, Jacob and his team are ready to get you back on your feet and they will fight to get you the compensation that you deserve. And if you want to meet in person, no problem. Jacob's team will come to you, or you can swing by his office. Remember, 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember...
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
And if you or a family member has lost their home, business, or property in the California wildfires, Jacob is here to help. Jacob is fighting for victims across California, helping them to rebuild after their devastating losses. Do not wait. Call Jacob today or visit calljacob.com to see how he can fight for you. Together, we are LA strong. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Kings forward Kevin Fiala finished February with 7 goals in 8 games, good for second most in the National Hockey League. And Saturday in St. Louis, he kicked off March with a power play goal.
Fiala back for Downey. He'll play it in deep for Kopitar. Base of the left circle to the near point. Kopitar to the right circle. One-timer. Score! Kevin Fiala let it go from the top of the right circle. The Kings have a power play goal, and they lead it 1-0 with 16:17 to play in period 1.
Tonight, the road trip concludes in Chicago as the Kings meet the Blackhawks for the second time this season. Don't miss the action. Listen live at 5:30 Pacific on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text EQUAL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text EQUAL to 321-321. That's EQUAL to 321-321.
Mason in Ireland on 710.
I mean, would you rather have good life or sex? Good sex. Good life, good sex.
Well, I got both.
There you go. That's
good
the correct
for you,
answer.
Johnny I.
More of Mason in Ireland
What's
right now.
Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Thank you, Brian. Kick you guys off here.
So I don't know if you saw over the weekend, Messi with Inter Miami was supposed to go down to Houston and play the Houston Dynamo, and the Dynamo are doing something that I think is pretty cool. So everybody that went to the game, upset, you didn't get to see Messi, didn't end up traveling with the team. They're offering everybody that went to the game a free game voucher for the future, and they even tweeted out, unfortunately, we have no control of who plays for our opponent. Everybody's excited to see Messi, so they're doing this cool thing and giving out free tickets to future games. Are you in favor of this?
Can you imagine in the load management era if they tried to do this in the
That's
NBA?
what I'm thinking. If LeBron doesn't play, everybody getting free tickets tomorrow?
I think it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. I don't think you can criticize the team for coming up with this idea. They're trying to do something, and they're right. They can't control what the other team does.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I think good for them. This is a totally positive way to address this. It's a great way. I mean, obviously they're able to do it, which is the big thing. You could never do it in the NBA.
Right.
Everything's sold out, so you can't do that, except Intuit Dome.
What's up, Foo? All right, guys. So I want to go to the Oscars, not because of just being and seeing the celebrities, but I want to go for the goodie bag. The goodie bag was valued at $200K. It included a lot of little things like the Ancestry DNA test, some like shampoos. But one of the things that I saw that it included was a lipo session. And I'm like, listen, your girl's a little tubby. She needs a little help, so I'm down. I want to know, besides the goodie bag and obviously the celebrities, and the Oscars, is there one like go-to award show you want to go?
Well,
like that isn't the Oscars, but an award show.
The Oscars is for me the answer. I've got to go once. I worked the red carpet one time for ABC. I'm glad I did it.
Did you get the goodie bag that year?
No.
You don't get it?
The reporters do not get a goodie bag. By the way, that goodie bag swag bag includes a trip to the Maldives. I mean, imagine.
Wow.
A trip to the Maldives is in there.
Give me the lipo, though. I'm good with that.
You really want the lipo?
Yeah, man. I'm a big girl right now. I mean, I've lost weight, but
Yeah, you look great.
See, now,
Thank you.
Laura, some girls would be offended that that's even in the bag.
Nah, man. I'm not offended. That's expensive, and I can't afford it. So give it to me.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. So one of my favorite things from the Oscars last night, going off that, was the joke Conan made about, there's no AI here. Everything was done by humans, for humans. Well, I saw the story today. I thought it was interesting. So USA Today has now openly looking for they're job posting for AI sports reporters and sports editors. And they're diving into it. They're going, we are going to be the first ones to actually lead an AI kind of division. They're listing the salary. It's starting at around $80,000 to...
What?
Which is pretty crazy when you think about that they're looking for somebody to help generate these AI stories. So they're not even necessarily coming up with the stories fully, and they're still, getting this huge pay thing.
So dicey.
Is this the, slippery slope where as soon as one, major organization...
Yep, this is it.
What's the link, Brian?
USA Today is doing it. Oh, what's the link to the jobs?
No, in fact, BuzzFeed is now completely written by AI. There are no writers at BuzzFeed. Those stories pop up in
crazy.
In my Apple News all the time, and that's all AI. They just crawl through the internet and find stories.
I'm hurt, and it saddens me because I always wanted to work for BuzzFeed, and they had like a section of it called Pero Like, and I really wanted to work for that. And now knowing that everything is AI is just sad. It's just really sad.
It is sad. It is sad, but it's coming. And listen, if you're not using AI, somebody's using it on you.
That's true. That is sad, but true.
What's up, Foo? All right, so Steph Curry did something he hadn't done in 6 years. He dunked on Saturday, but then he said he'll never do it again. He's like, that was my last dunk. Once I'm retired, and I'm never doing it until, forever. Do you guys believe that he's never going to do it? I know he hadn't done it in 6 years, but it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't see him being done anytime soon.
But I do think he's not going to dunk anymore.
I think
because he could just embarrass himself if he misses.
Right.
And he's so talented, he can just lay it in.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for him to dunk. It's actually kind of unique that he doesn't.
True. And Mace, when you and I were talking about this, I said, I didn't even know that it had been that long because when you see him, you're not expecting that, nor are you looking for that. So I thought that was really cool that he got to do that.
Yeah. No, is there anybody else like that just won't dunk?
Ben Simmons.
Well,
Who's
Ben
that?
Simmons only dunk. Right, he only
That's his
dunks.
only. That is his
He
game.
won't shoot. But
if he's within a foot of the basket, he's okay.
I think anybody who can dunk does dunk.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people that don't. Like Kyrie doesn't dunk.
Right. That's a choice, though, right?
Right. Yeah, I think he probably could if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. I don't think Steph will dunk again. I just think it's more work than he wants to do.
And I also think he's making a point. He says that's the last one.
I thought it was cool.
What's up, Foo?
I saw this story over the weekend. A movie theater in Washington airing Captain America Brave New World. Only 2 people in the theaters when the roof caved in.
Oh,
and there was
geez.
a giant hole came in through the movie theater. Got me thinking, little 2-part question here. Has you ever experienced somebody, dropping through a ceiling or a, roof collapse kind of thing? Because I have with a cable guy.
Really? A guy
What?
from a cable guy dropped
guy?
through your roof?
Yes, straight, up in the attic. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Did he get hurt?
He didn't get hurt, but I mean, we had a hole in our, ceiling in our kitchen for.
So
a
now,
couple
was that
weeks.
his fault? Did he? How
No.
was it paid for? How was it
paid
fixed?
for by the cable company
Oh,
or whatever.
nice.
Yeah, they came through. It was a whole long.
That's
hassle.
crazy.
The funniest thing though, I was sitting eating breakfast, and the guy dropped maybe 2 feet.
It's
right
like out
next
of a
to me.
sitcom.
Yeah, that's really
I have a
weird.
picture. I think it's still on my Instagram. Actually,
I need to see
of the
that.
hole on the of the guy coming through. And I just didn't know what to do when he fell through. I just stayed, carried along, still ate my breakfast. The guy was kind
Just kept going. The guy falls through.
I didn't know what to
I
do,
have a
you know?
really sad story
why-
that's kind of in this
Okay.
realm, but it's like super sad. So I went to college with a girl at UCLA, and after we left, she was in her 20s. She was at a party in Northern California, and a bunch of people were on a balcony, and there were too many people on the balcony, and it
Okay.
collapsed.
Eesh.
And she was on the balcony below it, and she died.
Oh my God.
But I mean, so sometimes that can be funny, but other times it can be tragic. But man, I'm still trying to figure out how he didn't get hurt and you didn't get hit.
I will say the guy was probably like 5 foot, so he was a
okay.
small little
Oh
dude.
my God! I just found it on your Instagram. There's a
But-
hole.
Is there
Yeah,
a hole
in the kitchen.
Wow.
Oh,
It
that's
was the
amazing.
weirdest thing I've ever
Was
experienced.
it around Christmas?
I think it was. Yeah,
Oh,
I was home
that's
for the
wild.
holidays from college, so it was like,
That's
the funniest
crazy.
experience.
I want to take the first part of your question first, and then I'm going to ignore the second part of your question. So I'll take the first part first. Go to movie theaters and see movies. That's the lesson from
somebody
this.
gave that speech last night.
It
One
was
of the winners.
the guy that won.
Yeah.
Support your movie theaters. I don't want the thing to go away. Independent theaters in particular, support them.
So wait, do you know anything about this? Apparently, in I live in the South Bay,
Yes.
and there's been a theater there that's been closed, but they're
The
reopening
Arclight.
it. Yeah, they're reopening it.
Are they?
Arclight Beach Cities, and they claim that it's going to be. I've never even heard this term, 5K.
Yeah.
In other words, and they're going to do things like when. And again, this is all speculative. I don't know if this is actually true. Supposedly, you're going to sit in the theater and you'll be able to smell things that are on the screen. Like if there's, you're going to be able.
They
if
have
there's
that
an
over here.
earthquake,
It
there's
is
your seats are going to rattle.
It's so friggin' stupid. They do it here at the Regal LA Live. So I went to a movie. The chair's shaking. They're shooting
Mist in
water,
the
mist
air,
in your
yeah.
face, and you're tilting one way.
It's no good.
No, I just want to watch a movie. It's not a thrill ride. I mean, I'm not on a ride at California Adventure. I just want to see the damn movie. That's weird. But they're going to do that there?
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
That's what they're planning
They
on.
need
Now,
a movie theater in the South
I don't
Bay.
know if it's going to take. For years, you and I used to argue about, and I think we finally just stopped because it never took off.
Oh, it did? Every movie is made in 3D. Every single
No,
one.
but there's.
I see them in 3D.
I haven't seen anybody wearing 3D glasses in 5 years.
Oh,
Have you,
a minute, yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
I haven't even really seen them
I
advertised.
was in a theater full of people wearing 3D glasses for
Yeah, I
Captain
haven't-
America.
I haven't seen that in
Really?
years.
Yeah.
Laura, have you?
I like the 3D.
I used to. I don't know. It gives me a headache, so I haven't seen it. The thing was like the 4D, right, for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't done a 3D anything in a minute, movie theater wise.
Yeah, no, there's still. I try to see the 3D version because the 3D version is really cool. They put a lot of time and energy into it.
That's
so
true.
I do like the 3D.
What's up, Foo?
All right, guys. So I saw this video on Shohei Ohtani's Instagram of Dave Roberts pranking him. He put a bunch of little plastic balls, and then, Decoy is now seen playing with the balls, but they were inside Shohei's car. So I wanted to know if you guys could prank one person at the station, who would it be? Who do you think would get the most kick out of getting pranked here? Because some people I feel like would get mad. if you prank them.
Yeah. Who would take it in the spirit which it was intended? Probably Cappy.
Cappy for sure.
Sedano would get mad. Travis would get mad.
Maybe DeMarco.
Travis hates practical jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, good to know.
DeMarco, I don't know, but he's so big, I wouldn't want to find out. Yeah, probably Cap.
Cap.
It'd probably be Cappy.
It goes over best with Cappy. I mean, Cappy rolls with jokes really well. Sedano, yeah, I wouldn't prank
But
Sedano.
I'm talking about everybody, not just the talent. Like if you guys, because I would prank Brian. I feel like Brian would be an easy prank. He wouldn't be mad.
Ready for the comeback, though.
He would fall. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah,
counterpuncher.
put that factor into it, Laura. Is the person, like, if you did it to me, I would take it in the spirit which is intended, but I get you back.
Right.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I just don't want to get somebody that's going to get mad, And definitely, I don't know. I don't know if Sedano would 100% get mad. It depends what you do.
Yeah, I did a prank on Sleelam.
Yeah, that did not cool.
No,
Mason's like, no.
And Sleeman was like confused by it. He thought I hated him. It was Mason. I lost a bet to Mason, and I said, if I throw a bucket of water on Sleeman's head, can I get out of the bet? And he goes, yes. So I did it, and Sleeman did not like it.
I remember that.
Didn't
he get you back though?
Yeah, but
he did.
But I didn't care about that.
Yeah.
But if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I probably Cap's about the only one I'd be comfortable doing it to because I think he would roll with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Greg, no.
Yeah, no, Greg.
Greg would get you back.
Greg he'd fight back. He'd find a way.
But I would
fire us or
maybe
not
because he's
negotiate new
my
contracts.
boss, I wouldn't do it.
Do we now negotiate with Greg Bergman for our contracts? Is that no?
No, I don't. Even
He's
think
on
we-
no.
Seems
I
to
don't
be in
even
some
think
sort of power
we-
trip.
No, I don't even think we negotiate with GKB. I think it's all ESPN.
That's all ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I just assume something's going to pop up in
That's
my
why you
email
guys
at
got
some point. And I'll
agents.
sign it and go.
Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we do. We don't always use them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see.
Try not to. If you don't use them, you get keep the
You get
10%.
keep a little more dough.
Exactly.
No way. I didn't know that. I thought they automatically got it.
Well,
No.
if you engage them to negotiate on your behalf, they do. But we haven't done that yet.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, one more thing on the pranks of Dave Roberts. I just watched the Anthony Davis Foul Play. It's on HBO, his prank show.
Yep.
The last prank in that first episode actually involves Mookie Betts and Dave Roberts.
Oh, wow.
Who pranks who?
It's Mookie and AD trying to prank Dave Roberts.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of, that one little does a twist, so they do a little reverse prank on AD.
How is
So
AD
it's pretty
on that
good.
show? What network is streaming that? Who's streaming that?
I'm not sure. I know you can watch them after the fact on Max.
On Max,
Yeah,
okay.
HBO.
Yeah, I've not.
I
have you
bet
seen the Anthony Davis
no,
prank
but
show?
I bet you now that he doesn't live in L.A., the show might go away.
Oh, that's true.
There's not a lot of production being done in Dallas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, coming up next for you, did the Washington Commanders get the deal of the year? We'll do that coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Back tomorrow at 9 a.m. after Clinton and Friends.
Just watching JJ, I don't think he is so inexperienced that you can mess this up.
Oh, sure he can. I don't think he will because I think he's really good at it.
Yeah,
But that's one of the most dangerous things for anybody. If you don't know what you don't know, if you've never been through it before, you can get coached up. You can say, hey, somebody that's been, they watch up. But the first time you go through something, it's the first time you go through something.
Remember, he's got LeBron. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's of any coach that's ever started their career, I think he might have the most help. LeBron is there. When LeBron walked out, all nonsense stopped. That's something JJ doesn't have to worry about.
JJ Redick is the right man for the job.
Yes.
I have no reservations
Look at the
about
card,
that.
dial up right play, give it.
He is the right man for the job, and he has done an extraordinary job.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
The CONCACAF Nations League Finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. 1 ticket, 2 matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
Oh my, am I really on Mason and Ireland show?
Yes.
This is a great moment. Hey.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
Down to the bottom of the barrel. All right. What's up, people? It is Big Monday. Lakers on an absolute tear right now. They win again last night. They beat the Clippers both Friday and last night. And, man, I'm telling you, John, you've been talking about how the national media hasn't been on the Lakers. That is starting to change. Listen to Brian Windhorst.
I am looking for a reason not to believe in this team, but they woke up today with the number 2 seed. They are really in a good place right now and winning in a way that I am beginning to believe is truly sustainable.
Truly sustainable.
Because they're doing it with defense.
Yes.
And, your defense can always show up even if your shots aren't falling.
Yep.
And so I think that's the main reason why they've won 6 in a row and, 12 out of 14. And they have the number 1 defense in the NBA since January 15th. Now, in the NBA, teams will adjust. So all this tape on the Lakers and what they're doing is now being looked at by coaches on the other team. So there's going to be some bumps in the road. I don't know when they're going to show up.
Right.
Next week.
The schedule gets much tougher.
Yeah, we have a pretty hard... we start that road trip in Boston on Saturday night. And since we beat the Celtics when they played here in January... on January 23rd, we beat them. The rematch is this Saturday on ABC. Celtics will be favored in that game. After that, we go to Brooklyn.
Yep.
Should be able to beat them. Then a back-to-back at Milwaukee, at Denver. 2 really hard games.
Yeah, that is tough.
And then we come back, and the week after that, 5, because of the Fire rescheduled game, 5 games in 7 days. All at Crypto. Phoenix, San Antonio, Denver, Milwaukee, Chicago, all in a row.
Yeah.
And then right back out on the road for 4 more. So by the end of this month, we'll know, to use Wendy's words, if it's sustainable.
Now, there is a stretch, you will know, where they have 7 games in 9 days?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yep.
7 games in 9 days is ridiculous.
That starts with that game at Milwaukee and ends the following weekend. And so, and part of it is because of the fires, but it's going to be hard. And I don't know if they're going to have Rui back for any of these. I think he's going to be out long term. Hopefully they get Austin back. I don't know if Austin will be back soon enough to play against the Celtics on Saturday, but maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, so there was a trade in the NFL over the weekend. The Washington Commanders acquired Deebo Samuels from the 49ers in exchange for, I think it was a 5th-round pick, right? A 5th-round pick for Deebo Samuels.
I don't get it.
They absorb his, I think it's $12 million in salary for this year. John, I think it's great to get Deebo Samuel out of the NFC
I do
West.
too. Do you understand what the Niners are doing?
Well, no. I mean, he asked for a trade. So, in your view, once you ask for a trade, you trade the guy, right? He worked out his trade. They basically did what the Rams did with Matthew Stafford. They said, go find a trade. And when they found one, the Niners had to decide, do we keep him? Do we let him go? They decided to let him go. They're also dealing with Brandon Ayuk, who's going to be coming off surgery. I think the Niners are going to take a big step back this year.
Well, it doesn't hurt the Rams.
No,
that's for
it helps.
Sure. And how about the Commanders now? Jaden Daniels, by the way, was at the USC-UCLA women's game
was
on Saturday,
he? I didn't see him.
and he was at the Laker game last night.
Oh, nice.
He's an LA guy, so he's been out here.
Yeah.
But I don't understand what the Niners are doing. And I know they had injuries last year, but their last season was a disaster, and now they're cutting payroll?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No, I don't get it either. All right, so let me do this, John. I saw that you sent over a guy who hit 2 holes in one in a single round of golf,
which is just insane. The odds are 67 million to 1.
Now, I know you've had a hole in one, right?
I've had 2.
2 holes
in my
one.
life.
Where were they? You probably remember them crystal clear.
Yeah, one of them was on the last day of a father-son golf trip in Canada in 2011, and the other one was 3 or 4 years ago at Mountain Gate.
Yeah, and never a second snip. I mean,
no.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's 2 in 1 round. Is he a good golfer, by the way?
Yeah, he's on the Pro Tour. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Mike Altieri, who we deal with at the Kings,
Yes.
who's the head of Kings Communications. It's either Mike or his brother Mark had 2 in 1 round.
No way.
The 67 million to 1 thing happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Either Mike or his brother?
Yeah, I can't remember if it's Mike. I think it's Mike.
Is
But
it
he had,
Mike?
Yeah, had 2 holes in 1 in the same round.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
Right. But, I mean, the odds of it happening are astronomical.
Yeah. So we always talk about, we've talked about hand size when you get to the combine.
Right.
And we famously know that it is Kenny Pickett.
Small hands Kenny.
Small hands Kenny.
Yeah.
So he is being replaced by somebody with even smaller hands.
Didn't Kenny win a ring last year? Wasn't he the backup quarterback for the Eagles? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
he was. Yeah.
I think he was Jalen Hurts' backup.
Yeah, he was. You're right. So Jalen Milroe from Alabama is the latest guy to be plagued by hand size concerns. Now, his hands have magically grown. So Jalen Milroe apparently started wearing a brace that would stretch his hand.
Okay.
And his hands went from 6 6/8 inches to 8 inches because of this brace. He used the hand enlarging brace.
Well, I guess it's the same concept. You know how when people have one leg longer than the other, they break one of the legs and then put them in a long, stretchy brace?
Right.
So maybe it's the same concept. But, boy, I had no idea that worked. So, wait, if I go on a stretching machine, I'm 6 feet tall. Can I get up to, like, 6'3"?
I don't believe that works that way. This is just a hand stretcher. Just a hand stretch and brace. Now, I don't need it because I have enormous hands. I've got what you would call paws.
You're Kawhi Leonard?
Yes. Boy, Kawhi. I was watching Kawhi last night who played
I wonder
almost
who has-
40 minutes.
Who has bigger hands? I'm going to walk over there. I have really big hands, too.
I actually don't, but go
Oh,
ahead. Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Hold on.
go ahead. Let's see them. I don't have. I'm not Jalen Milroe.
I have big hands.
I'm not
too.
Kenny Pickett. You do have big hands. I see
Yeah.
that. Okay, so checking out now.
This hand.
Okay.
We have like the exact same
Almost the same. Almost the same.
I
yeah.
feel like I have really big hands, and then when I put them with my boyfriend, mine looks super tiny. But I feel like I
really?
have really big hands for a girl.
I think, by the way, the problem with him isn't so much the small hands; it's the number of times he fumbled when he was at Alabama.
Well, but unless that's the reason he's fumbling.
He fumbled 9 times in 13 games because of his small hands.
Right. If it's the reason he's fumbling, then it's a thing.
Right.
But if he's just like bad with the ball, then that it has nothing to do
Yeah,
with his
I mean,
hand size.
if I was a scout, I would look at it and say, well, I don't know, 9 times he fumbled in 13 games. His hand
I know
measures
you've mentioned
this
before that you think Jalen Milroe might pop
because of his legs.
But I don't think he's a good enough passer. I'm worried about that.
Yeah.
I watched him play a lot in college. Like Cam Ward, you watch, and he's flinging the ball all over the yard.
Well, but the Rams...
Jalen Milroe would tuck and run a lot and was really good at it, but I don't know how good of a passer he is.
Yeah. I mean, for part of it, I think McVay wants somebody ultimately who can use his feet, use his legs, and get yards that way too, and add a dimension to the offense. Whether that's Jalen Milroe or not, only Sean knows. But there may not be a developmental quarterback in the draft. I don't know.
If you could get Justin Fields for a second-round pick, would you do it?
Do you even have to trade for Justin Fields? I don't know if you even have to trade for Justin Fields.
Isn't he on Pittsburgh's roster right now?
Maybe he is, but I don't know if I'd go 2, but I would definitely – he'd be an interesting developmental quarterback.
Right. I mean,
I love Justin Fields.
I'd like to see what he could do in McVay's system.
If I was
even the backups that McVay has had have been traditional drop back guys. Baker Mayfield, Jimmy Garoppolo,
yes,
the Wolf.
Yeah, the Wolf.
John Wolford have all been not guys who take off and run. And he had Jared Goff and Matt Stafford who don't run.
The one guy, Carson Wentz, The one game he started ran 9 times.
Yeah, ran a little.
He didn't know the playbook all that well, so they just ran him. Yeah, I mean, I think, look, at some point, we've got Matthew Stafford. At some point, you want to start potentially developing a quarterback. And if there's somebody that's good at developing a quarterback, it's Sean McVay. And I've had people tell me, oh, look out for Stetson Bennett. Now, I saw Stetson Bennett during the preseason last year. I
always thought
buying.
he was just a system quarterback. Like the kid coming out of Ohio State, Will Howard, I think it's better than Stetson Bennett, don't you?
Yeah, and Will Howard is not viewed. I'm trying to think, in terms of ranking quarterbacks in the draft, obviously,
or like
Cam
Jackson
Ward and
Dart
Shedeur.
at Mississippi, people think would be like a good 2nd or 3rd round pick.
He would be a good call. Jackson Dart, who was originally committed to USC and then went down there. By the way, he was talking about his name. Could there be a better quarterback name than Jackson Dart?
That's pretty. I wonder if it's his real name. It's pretty.
It
good.
is. It's his real name. And his brother, by the way, is Diesel Dart.
Okay, they knew what those kids wanted to do.
They
apparently.
went with great names. All right, coming up next for you, let's do.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you understand this? Why this Pete Rose thing has become interesting?
Yeah. No, it is interesting.
All right.
Not for the reason you think.
Okay.
We'll do that coming up next. In the meantime, let me tell you about Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on right now. The deals are so right, it almost feels wrong. Now's the best time to get that Hyundai car or SUV you've always wanted. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, 3 years or 36,000 miles of limited complimentary maintenance. I love my Elantra. I've been driving it for over a year now. I always follow the gas mileage. It's a hybrid. I'm at 50 miles per gallon, which is just crazy to me. 500 miles a tank. Maybe you want to go EV, the Ioniq 5, the Ioniq 6, both absolutely terrific. Don't think you can get away with all this at a great price. Think again. Don't wait. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on now. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. It's a great day for a new Hyundai. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Seller's Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Seller's Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Mason, Ireland, on 710 ESPN.
Shohei Ohtani and I have something in common.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
I don't believe it.
We do.
Does he call in sick a lot?
No.
Okay. Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers are on an absolute tear right now, and their defense has been electric. Now, John, the team, and I can't quite wrap my head around how you beat OKC, but I got some information on OKC, and you can react to it. OKC is number one in defensive efficiency overall for the year. Number one in field goal defense. Number one in three-point defense. Number one in steals per game. Number one in turnovers forced per game. Number one in points off turnovers. Number one in deflections per game. Number one in loose balls recovered per game. And number one in charges drawn per game.
And they do that thing. Remember, we had that clip the other day from Chris Finch in Minnesota that says they do that thing that Jerry Sloan used to do for the Jazz. When they get games at home, they just foul you every time and dare the refs to call it.
Yeah.
And they're going to have home court for the whole postseason.
Yes.
So maybe not in the finals if Cleveland finishes with a better record than they do. But I won't know the answer to that until the last week of the season when we play 2 games back-to-back against Oklahoma City. It's actually one on a Sunday and one on a Tuesday, both there. Here's what I'm worried about. It literally, I think it's games 77 and 78 of the season. Oklahoma City's going to have the number
Seeding
one seed locked up by then, so they may not show us anything.
Right.
But
why would they?
Right. But I do think this. Their whole offense runs through Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Lakers have been excellent at taking the best player on the other team out of the game, whether it be Karl Anthony Towns. They did it to Nikola Jokic. They did it to James Harden twice. They did it to Naz Reid. Anthony Edwards took himself out by getting ejected. But if they could somehow affect Shai, then I think the rest of the car breaks for Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
So that's one thought I had, but I won't know until I see it. They're the best team I've seen in person this year.
Yeah.
But when I saw them, we didn't have Luka.
Right. Here's Stephen A. on Lakers and OKC.
As great as LeBron James has looked, as much confidence as we have in Luka Doncic, let's give love to J.J. Redick and what he's got the Lakers doing defensively.
For sure.
I mean, that is really what's standing out. Yeah. Now, I ask you this. Are you sure that same defense going to be able to do what they're doing when they go up against Shai?
When they go up against Shai.
Right.
And that's an open question, and we may not get an answer at all. As you pointed out, they're up 10 games. They've got no reason to show their hand.
Yeah, they're a young team, though, so maybe it's the old rest versus rest argument. Maybe they play through the regular season just because they don't want to stick them with a couple of losses right before the playoffs start.
Right.
I can't imagine the games are going to mean anything other than let me look up what Oklahoma City and the difference in record between Oklahoma City and Cleveland. I think it is very close. And if that's the case, they may be forced to play those games. Cleveland is 50-10. OKC is 49-11. So if they value home court, especially considering that the word's out that they play different at home.
Right.
Maybe they play those games at the end of the year just to lock up best record.
Sure.
Something to keep an eye on.
All right, so the President of the United States pardoned Pete Rose of stuff. I think it was tax stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand the pardon because Pete Rose is dead, so he's not being charged with any crimes. And even if the president pardons Pete Rose, that doesn't allow Pete Rose to get into the Hall of Fame.
Has nothing to do with baseball.
Did he just do it? Did President Trump just do it to start a conversation? Because if he did, it worked.
Yeah, no, I think it's a popular thing. I think most people think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, there simultaneously, a Los Angeles lawyer named Jeffrey Lenkoff has filed a reinstatement petition through Pete Rose's oldest daughter with Rob Manfred in the commissioner's office last December. This is what Lenkoff told ESPN. The commissioner was respectful, gracious, and actively participated in productive discussions regarding removing Pete Rose from the ineligible list. Now, in the same way Trump did this with Pete Rose, and I think it's a general positive. If Rob Manfred wants to win the day, take Pete Rose off of the ineligible list. And it's sad. I mean, the guy's not going to live to see himself in the Hall of Fame. But I guarantee you, if they reinstate him from the ineligible list, he's going into the Hall of Fame first ballot. Do you agree?
I'd put him in.
I'd put him in, too.
Although, people say, Donald Trump even said when he issued this, what looks like a pardon just for PR purposes, said he never bet against his own team.
Correct.
But you and I have talked about the fact that it did change the way he managed those games.
Oh, no question.
He would pitch Mario Soto on short rest if he had a big bet on a game.
Make a guy with a hamstring thing, get out there, I need your bat in the lineup.
Right, that type of thing. So it did affect the culture of the game, the integrity of the game. But I would still put him in because I would put him in as a player.
Right.
All right. What he's in trouble for was as a manager. But as a player, he's the all-time hit leader, and I'd put him in. That's like over the weekend. Did you see that story involving Danny Hurley at UConn?
Yes.
All right. So with a minute to go in a game, he was up by 15. The game was pretty much over. He decided to do, on the surface, a pretty nice thing. He called timeout with a minute to go so the other team didn't have any timeouts.
Right.
So the other team could get its seniors in on senior day. Then he fouled one of them so that kid would get to the line and get a chance to score. He hadn't scored all year. And then he let the other one take an open jumper and he buried it. So those kids got to play. I had no problem with it. I thought it was kind of a nice thing, but it's not really honest.
Does it damage the integrity of the game?
I didn't have a problem
The game
with it.
was decided.
Yeah.
Right?
But the Pete Rose thing is a little trickier. Like, if he is pitching Mario Soto on less rest, and he is playing a guy with a bad hamstring, and he is making decisions to win the game in front of him by hook or by crook, that is different than if he didn't have a bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 50 years. The guy is dead. Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
That kind of sums it up for me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that, but I wondered why this became something that showed up on the president's desk. If he wanted to start a conversation, I guess he did.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's trying to do popular stuff, I think, is what's going on. And I think most people have the same position on Pete Rose as we do. All right, so, John, the fantasy football, we did well this year.
Yeah. I finished first, you finished fifth.
Fifth. And I didn't have to pay any money for the first time I can remember. I get like 99 cents from my winnings.
Better than having to pay.
Yes, it is. So we don't really have a punishment for losing the fantasy football league or finishing last in the fantasy football league.
Would you be in favor of it or against it since you finished last?
I'd be pro. It's fun. It's something to talk about, right? Yeah. I'm in favor. So you came across a great fantasy football punishment that the Toronto Blue Jays have. The guy that finished last in their fantasy baseball league, internally the Blue Jays, was pitcher Chris Bassett. So the punishment was he had to work as the team bat boy for a week with the record of his fantasy team on the back of his jersey.
So his jersey said like 4 and 13.
4 and 10. And he was operating as the bat boy. I think that is a really funny punishment.
Well, Matthew Berry has a whole chapter in his book about punishments. And there's one where you got to go to a McDonald's and stay there for 24 hours, and you can knock time off it by eating
stuff
your way out.
Yeah.
You're like, if you eat 5 Big Macs, that knocks an hour off.
Yeah.
But I don't know how the guy eventually did. But I know this, like, every time we do an embarrassment bet,
yes,
that's when I get in trouble because I could be like 10-0, and like one year we had tournament brackets. I normally do really well.
Yes.
The time we put a punishment in, I finished dead last, and I had to wear that bunny suit and hop.
Oh, that's
for a
right.
day.
That's right.
It was fun. I mean, I didn't mind doing it, but I mean, so every time we do an embarrassment bet, I automatically think I'm the one that's getting it.
Yeah.
As long as here's how I feel about embarrassment bets. I'm kind of unembarrassable at this point in my life.
Yes.
As long as it doesn't get me fired or physically hurt me,
right,
I'm probably okay with it.
Yeah, see, I'm not even concerned with the physically hurt me. Like, I want to do the milk crate challenge.
Yeah, that is a terrible idea.
I've wanted to do it for a very long time.
You could die.
Get some gymnastics mats out, some wrestling mats. You set up the milk crates. We do it on location. Social media is there.
Absolutely.
Our team is there.
The only way I would allow you to do it is if you put the milk crates in a ball pit.
Streaming on.
So when you fell, you landed.
We'll stream it on Twitch and on
you realize
not
that
happening.
YouTube.
Most of the things you try
Facebook
and do
Live.
that involve physical.
I don't know how else to say no.
IG Live.
Wait a minute. Do you realize most of the things you do that involve physical challenges, you end up getting hurt?
Well, it has happened. I have many physical challenges that I've had during my career.
Yeah.
And most of them I've
At the
most
softball
of them I've
game,
survived.
you skinned both your
Well,
hands.
both
you
my
did
hands, that
you
was
did
true.
the face plant at the charity basketball
face
game.
plant
The
was a
worst-
thing.
Worst one is when you tried to jump over the
that was
bike
bad.
bar and you shattered your foot.
But was there a fourth? Can you think of another time? Those were the three.
But I can't
Those
think
were the only three. No, I wrenched my back when I was trying to chip out of that. The 1 year we were playing, I
forgot
totally
about that.
wrenched my back. You didn't tell me I could take a free drop, and I ended up
didn't-
taking 17
I didn't
hacks out of a
know.
trap.
Until somebody mentioned it to me. They go, you could just take a
Oh
two-shot
my God! I
penalty.
totally ran. That's as bad as my back ever was.
Yeah.
No, there are moments, but the milk crate challenge I think would be different. I would train for it. I'd start with like one crate, then I'd go two crates.
Stick with one crate.
Just one crate.
Stick with one crate. Yeah, that would do it for you.
All right, coming up next, Lakers got a little dilemma. With guys that are on the roster but are not available for the postseason. We will talk about that coming up next. In the meantime, it is time to...
Chumba.
Are you ready? At Chumba Casino, the action never stops. You can play online social casino games anytime, anywhere for free. No purchase necessary. Your playbook is stacked. Think bingo and solitaire and slots and so much more. Hundreds of games. You'll never run out of action. Here's the kicker. We're dropping fresh games every single week. It's like a highlight reel of fun ready for you to tackle. Plus, free daily login bonuses and a sweet welcome bonus when you join. Play for free. Take your shot. You could redeem some awesome prizes. What are you waiting for? The clock is ticking. The game is on. It's time.
Chumba.
Go to ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Kings forward Kevin Fiala finished February with 7 goals in 8 games, good for second most in the National Hockey League. And Saturday in St. Louis, he kicked off March with a power play goal.
Fiala back for Doughty. He'll play it in deep for Kopitar. Base of the left circle to the near point Kopitar. To the right circle, one-timer, score! Kevin Fiala let it go from the top of the right circle. The Kings have a power play goal, and they lead it 1-0 with 16:17 to play in period 1.
Tonight, the road trip concludes in Chicago as the Kings meet the Blackhawks for the second time this season. Don't miss the action. Listen live at 5:30 Pacific on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit NormandLegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
We've all heard mortgage rates have finally moved down. So if you've gotten a mortgage in the last 2 years, contact the Loan Exchange to check on lowering your mortgage payment. Today, the Loan Exchange is offering a 30-year fixed free closer loan at 5.99% rate and APR. That's right, there are no closing costs. Wow! You can lower your monthly payment without increasing your loan balance. Isn't it worth a few minutes of your time to find out how much the Loan Exchange can lower your payment? By the way, if rates go down further next year, you can do the same thing again without any closing costs. Call the Loan Exchange at 855-752-9944 or go to theloanexchange.com for a free closer 30-year fixed rate and APR of 5.99%. NMLS 1637539. Loan subject to credit approval. See website for licensing information, loan terms and conditions. Equal housing lender. Call 855-752-9944 or visit theloanexchange.com.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows. Happy, fun shows. Fun.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
Vermont, but it's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom. She forgot that I existed.
And it's
Who is this?
This is Noah Kahn, who I saw last summer at the amphitheater at Berkeley, and he was great, terrific. All right, so John, if you're watching Laker games, and I know you are, and everybody listening is, Trey Jemison, and although he didn't play last night, Jordan Goodwin have been terrific for them. Now, both of them are on two-way deals, but at the moment are not eligible for the postseason. I think those two guys, I mean, and the obviously the rotations get tighter in the postseason, but I'm seeing Goodwin in the first quarter, and I'm seeing valuable minutes from Trey Jemison.
Yeah.
How do you get them available for the postseason, or do you?
I think you got to convert them, both of them. I obviously this is Rob's decision,
Sure.
right? And you know he's had a Midas touch.
We
with
trust
everything
in
he's
Rob
been
at this
doing.
moment, yeah.
But my guess is one of the things he's considering is since Jemison, I always want to say Jameson,
Yeah.
because it's Jemison. I think you want to at least have the option to use those guys in a playoff series.
Yeah.
For example, if you run into Jokic, we no longer have AD. You might want a guy who can use his fouls. Jemison is 7 feet tall, and he's big. He's 270 pounds. He's physical. You want that option to go to. Right now, it's not an option because he's on a two-way. Jordan Goodwin has worked his way into J.J. Redick's rotation before he sprained his ankle, and J.J. said, I have zero problem playing him in the first quarter. So what do? You look at the bench, and you say, who could we live without?
Mm-hmm.
And so there are guys that, like Shake Milton played a little bit last night.
Yeah, he did. He got a little run last night.
Yeah, but Markieff Morris isn't playing. Cam Reddish isn't playing. You play around with it. Now, the trick here, though, is like we might get Maxi Kleber back for the postseason.
You think so?
It's a possibility. So
He's
then-
a really good
then you don't
defensive
need-
big.
Yeah, then you don't need Jemison as much as you did before. But, and do you want to keep everybody under your tent in the fold? So if you keep those guys on two-way contracts, at least they're still in your building.
Right.
But my guess is they both get converted some way. Like they find two guys with regular NBA contracts who are not in the rotation.
Right.
They move on from them, activate Goodwin, activate Jemison. It's a decision they're going to have to make over the next month.
Right.
But Michael was saying last night, and we can talk to him more about it tomorrow, that you really only need 8 once the playoffs start. Last night they only used 9. They started Finney Smith in place of Rui, and they started Gabe Vincent in place of Austin. And normally both those guys would come off the bench.
Right.
So it may not, it won't be as big of an issue when you don't have the injuries that you have now.
Right.
But here's the weird thing about these injuries. We don't know how long they're going to be out, particularly Rui. Austin got some good news when they did the MRI and there was no serious damage to his calf. But Mason, even people with mild calf strains have been out for 2 weeks.
Right.
So if Austin has to miss 2 weeks, we have 4 games this week and 5 next week. So that would be, 9 games.
Yeah, right.
That he'd be really valuable. So this is all a jigsaw puzzle that they've got to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, the Lakers front office, I should say from ownership down, have, and that includes Rob and that includes JJ Redick. I mean, they have just friggin' nailed it. Just absolutely nailed it. Rob Pelinka
And let me give a little credit here to JJ Redick. For anybody who's ever talked to JJ, you know he's a confident guy.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But he also is very open and very honest about what he doesn't know. The first thing that happened when he got hired is he said, we need to find some people that have NBA head coach experience, who have been through the wars that I haven't been through as a coach. First two hires, Scott Brooks, Nate McMillan. You look at him now, Scott handles the rotations. JJ signs off on all this. Nate focuses primarily on the defense, and they've got some Bo Levesque and Greg St. Jean, and they've got these young guys that are probably going to be head coaches one day that are all grinding in the second row of the bench, and they're all actively involved. Like when
you see them. I mean, when you
you see Greg. And
those guys are yelling over the over the bench and yelling instructions and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Did you hear the thing? Somebody asked JJ, "Are you afraid to yell at Luka?" Because when you first met him, you were a teammate of his. He was a better player than you. And JJ said, when we traded for him, I met with him and I said, do I have your permission to coach you hard?
Right.
To tell you things that are uncomfortable. If you'd rather me not, I'll work around that.
Sure.
But I think the best way we can all reach our goal, and JJ says, Luka told him, he goes, no, I want that. I want you to get in my face.
Right.
You know me. I saw a play last night. Dalton Connect comes down, hits a three, but he didn't sprint back on defense right away, and JJ lit him up right after he'd made like 4 out of 5 threes.
Right.
Like, hey, man, good for you that you made the three, but what are you doing?
Yeah.
And the fact that he's allowed by the players to get in their face is a really good thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen with all NBA teams. Like you look in Philadelphia and Nick Nurse is struggling, trying to get that thing up and running. There's a team in here tomorrow night, New Orleans, that's had huge problems keeping their players healthy and winning games. And Willie Green's very well regarded, but for whatever reason, that's not working. One of the reasons it's working with JJ is he lets his assistants take ownership. Like a lot of coaches will say, look, you don't yell at the players. You tell me and I'll yell at them.
Right.
Like there's an old adage I got from Dave Miller of all people where he said
Dave Miller,
where he says the number one job of assistant coaches, particularly in college, is make sure the head coach doesn't get fired.
Right.
That's all that matters. So if you're doing anything that's opposite of what the head coach wants, don't do it.
Right.
Because your only job is don't let that guy get fired. JJ's not worried about being fired.
Right.
He's like, I want all you guys to use your expertise and communicate directly to players. So that's why you'll see Greg St. Jean yelling at people from the back of the bench. It's why you'll see Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks walking right up to guys. And JJ's coming. Lindsey Harding, who's on our staff, who was a great player at Duke, met JJ when they were both freshmen at Duke. And when he got the job, he called her. He goes, do you want to come be on the bench with us? You're a basketball junkie. I want to have your voice in the room.
Yep.
And Lindsey said, well, I'll do it if you're going to be the head coach because I know you'll let me talk.
Yeah.
So she talks.
Yep.
And so he gets a lot of credit for this.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. This is an old Sean McVay thing.
By the way, does not JJ give off Sean McVay vibes?
Yeah, but Sean McVay doesn't care where the good ideas come from.
No, not at all. That's why he's got a big tree.
Yeah, he encourages his assistants to speak up.
Yeah.
That's Redick. And so and he said the only prerequisite for me hiring these guys and putting them on my staff is that they eat, sleep, and breathe basketball. I want sickos.
Right.
I want people that are constantly looking at film. I want people that are constantly in the gym that never want to go home, and that's all these people.
Yeah.
So, again, here's the most interesting thing. I think the Lakers can go all the way to the finals. I think they've got lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Would I be shocked if Golden State or Dallas gave them a really tough first-round series? No, because those teams are good too.
Sure.
If Dallas gets healthy with their big... But
if AD comes back, they're a challenge.
If Dallas gets healthy,
mm-hmm.
they have AD, Daniel Gafford, and Dwight Powell,
Derek
and
Lively.
Derek Lively, and they have a healthy Kyrie and a healthy Clay. And they're the 7, and we're the 2.
Whew.
Is that not the highest-rated first-round series in the history of the NBA?
That would be. Luka versus Dallas is just crazy.
I jokingly said to a friend of mine who works at Spectrum, I said, you better hope that doesn't happen because the networks will take every game.
Oh, yeah. No question.
Either TNT or ABC will say we want every game.
Yep.
But they'd still get a couple just because of the way it works. But that would be, I don't know if should I be rooting for that or against it?
Oh, for it.
It'd be unbelievable.
Oh, the drama would be unbelievable. The narrative is incredible.
We want the drama.
By the way, and I also love, I would love Luka in that spot. Luka
Michael
can carry you to a series victory.
Michael says if Dallas was healthy, he might favor Dallas.
Well, he says he thinks a healthy Dallas would go to the finals, which I don't agree with. By the way, Jimmy Johnson has retired.
Really good at
officially.
his job.
81 years old.
Yeah, he was great on Fox. And by the way, hats off to Jimmy for not only a great run on TV, but for knowing when to get off the ride. There's a lot of those guys who don't.
Right.
Jimmy said, you know what? I've had a great run. That show's been number one for 30 years. I'm going to go out when I'm on top. And good for him.
Yeah. I decided in honor of Jimmy, I am going to work on this show until I'm 81.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
I
I've
love
got
that.
21 years left.
No crates then.
I will work on this show until I'm 61.
No, you're almost 61.
I am 61.
Oh. Oh, that's right. I forget you're older than me. I don't turn 60. This is the one time of year I'm
81 for you, 61 for
Yeah,
me.
this is the one. Yeah.
Ireland's coming back.
You're coming back.
Not if Greg comes back. I'm coming back if Laura's
no, that is not true.
Yeah.
All right, it's a Michelob Ultra reaction Monday. Lakers now the 2 seed in the West. How about that? We're talking about it all day long thanks to Michelob Ultra. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, only worth it if you enjoy it. Brand new month of Game of Games. It is Ireland's game to start the month. That's coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Oh, Laura wants me to talk about Toyota and the Southern California Toyota dealers. Do you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? Toyota Care is the greatest. It's a no-cost maintenance plan that covers all normal factory-scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles. So think about that. Every time you take your car in for service, for 2 years, you pay zero. Nothing. 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Toyota Care will keep your Toyota running like a Toyota. If you want to go check it out today, all you got to do is go to Toyota.com. So they have cars, trucks, SUVs. You can either visit your Southern California Toyota dealer or go to Toyota.com. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Sedano and Cap.
Next at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
I just think in this arena, as accomplished as DeMarco is in his, I would say I'm the more accomplished one.
Oh, really?
That's not being disrespectful. I think that's just being honest.
I don't know. I mean, I think DeMarco's going to come in tomorrow with his resume and say, put it down.
I love DeMarco. We can compare resumes.
Okay, I think we should do it.
In the NFL, he's got me. I mean, I have no chance.
Okay.
I'm literally a peasant compared to the king.
But in broadcasting,
I got him there.
Like by what score? What's the final score?
Kind of like like when he was on the Greatest Show on Turf. It's kind of like that.
Kings forward Kevin Fiala finished February with 7 goals in 8 games, good for second most in the National Hockey League. And Saturday in St. Louis, he kicked off March with a power play goal.
Fiala back for Doughty. He'll play it in deep for Kopitar. Base of the left circle to the near point. Kopitar to the right circle. One-timer. Score! Kevin Fiala let it go from the top of the right circle. The Kings have a power play goal, and they lead it 1-0 with 16:17 to play in period 1.
Tonight, the road trip concludes in Chicago as the Kings meet the Blackhawks for the second time this season. Don't miss the action. Listen live at 5:30 Pacific on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Right. Visit us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT dashboard and make your dream trip a reality.
Listen up, Laker fans. ESPN LA, the Lakers, and BBGO are teaming up to find the Lakers' GOAT, the greatest fan of all time. Are you the GOAT? If so, you can win the ultimate fan package, including courtside seats and a year's supply of BBGO. I love BBGO. And if this is you, go to LakersGoat.com, LakersGFOAT.com to learn more about how to submit your entry.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit. Credit for deciding while stuck in traffic to get a bachelor's degree. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. Students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's. And graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. Flexible online and hybrid classes start March 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. It is Ireland's game today. Laura's here. Brian Cohen's here. And who else is playing?
Kasim.
Kasim is playing.
Hey, Kasim, I got a question for you. You sat in today with Brian.
What's up?
On Mason and Ireland.
Uh-huh.
And a couple weeks ago, you filled in on the Laker broadcast.
Yes.
What's harder?
Ooh. I think they're both difficult in their own unique ways, but I'll say Lakers, it's just so fast-paced.
Because it's moving quicker,
yes.
right? This is a little more reasonably paced.
Trick question. You should have said neither. I got this.
I mean, yeah.
No, he does got it. He's never made a mistake in either place.
Yeah, good job, man.
Way to go,
good
Kasim.
job.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, you've also won Game of Games before.
I was going to say, I'm sad because I told you guys when I won, it was Rams training camp. I was like,
I remember that.
I was like, I got to keep my undefeated streak. And I was like, I'm one and done, but I guess.
You'll have a chance in this game. I think, matter of fact, I might favor you.
All right,
wow.
Let's do it.
Here's the
2-0.
game.
Let's go.
All right, so 4 players, Brian, Laura, Kasim, Mace.
And I'm horrible at these, so you're good.
The Lakers and the Clippers finished up their season series last night. They won't play again this year unless they meet in the playoffs. So I have a list of 10 players. All these guys played for either the Lakers, the Clippers, or both.
Okay.
So the answer I'm looking for from each of you on every person is Lakers, Clippers, or both. So
Okay.
Lakers only, Clippers only, or both. All right?
Got it.
First name, Doug Christie, currently the head coach of the Sacramento Kings, Brian. Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Clippers.
Laura.
I'll go both.
Mace.
I'll try both.
Kasim.
Let's do Clippers.
Both is the answer. He played for both the Lakers and the Clippers. Laura and Mace are on the board. By the way, Mace, the defending champion. I won
That's
January. Right. Mace won February.
Yeah. I'm in it for this year.
All right, number 2. Joe Bryant, Kobe's dad. Laura, Lakers, Clippers, or both?
I will go Clippers.
Okay, Mace.
I'm going to go Clippers.
Kasim.
Also going Clippers.
Brian.
I think it is Clippers.
It is Clippers. He never played for the Lakers. He spent, I think, 5 or 6 years with the Clippers. All right. Mace, this one coming to you.
Okay.
DeAndre Jordan, still in the league, by the way.
Yeah.
Plays for the Nuggets. Did he play for the Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Clippers.
Okay, Kasim.
Both.
Brian.
Both.
Laura.
I'm also going both.
It is both, and Laura Romo has the lead.
I forgot about his time with
Laura
the Lakers.
has 3. Everyone else has 2. Okay, Kasim, this one coming to you.
Let's go.
Glenn Rice. Lakers, Clippers, or both?
I'm going Clippers.
Okay, Brian.
Both.
Laura.
I'm going Clippers.
Mace.
I'm going both.
Both is the answer, and we have a 3-way tie at the top.
Let's get this month off to a good start.
All right, so everybody has 3 except for Kasim, and he has 2. Sure, you're only 1 back, Kasim. Here we go.
Come in.
There you go. Brian, back to you. Trevor Ariza, Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Both.
Okay, Laura.
I definitely know he was a Laker because I had a huge crush on him.
Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Let's do both.
Okay, Mace.
Lakers.
Kasim.
I think it's just Lakers, yeah.
That is correct. Mace and Kasim have it. Now Mace has the lead.
Get it, Mace.
He has 4. Everyone else has 3. All right? Laura, this one coming to you. Our good friend, Sasha Vujicic. Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Oh, man. I'm just going to go Lakers.
Okay, Mace.
Both.
Kasim.
Lakers.
Brian.
I'm going to go Lakers.
Steve Mason got it again. He played for the Clippers at the end of his career. Mace 5, everyone else 3. I'll make Mace 4 of them left. I'll make Mace go first.
Okay.
Mace, Roni Turioff. Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Lakers.
Okay, Kasim.
Both.
Brian.
Clippers.
Laura.
I need to go different, so Clippers.
You should have gone both. Kasim got it.
Let's go.
So, Kasim, you're 1 back. Mason 5. Kasim 4. Brian and Laura 3.
Dang.
All right, Mace. Henry Bibby. The former USC head coach, went to UCLA, of course. Henry Bibby, Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Clippers.
Okay, Kasim.
Clippers as well.
Brian.
Give me the Lakers.
Laura.
Clippers.
Clippers is the correct answer. Brian, that means you are out.
Damn.
The score now, Mason 6, Kasim 5, Laura 4.
All right.
Laura, you have to go the opposite of Mace.
Mace, okay.
Here we go. Mace, the Kobe stopper, Ruben Patterson.
Ruben Patterson.
Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Clippers.
Okay. Now you got to decide, Kasim, if you want to take your shot.
This is
You're
before
1
my
back.
time.
Ruben Patterson, Mace said Clippers, Lakers, Clippers, or both?
I'm going to go both.
Laura, you have to go opposite of
know,
Mace, so
I have
don't say Clippers.
No.
Either say Lakers or both.
I'll say both.
Both is the correct answer. Damn. Mason 6, Kasim 6, Laura 5.
Wow.
Last one.
Okay.
Kasim, you get to go first.
It's a thriller.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
I got to go opposite of these two, so.
Kasim, Carmelo Anthony, Lakers, Clippers, or both?
Lakers.
Okay, Mace.
Lakers.
Laura.
I lost.
Yeah, you did. That was an easy one. It was Lakers. So it comes down to the tiebreaker. Mace, the defending champion from February, against Kasim's perfect record in Game of Games.
Kasim, you
All
got to
right,
write
Kasim,
down your
let's go.
answer.
So,
Okay?
yeah,
I got you,
Kasim, you got something to write with, something to write on?
He got to. Here,
All right.
here's the back.
As soon as you're ready, Kasim, say I'm ready.
I am ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
Lamar Odom is one of the most successful players ever to play for both the Lakers and the Clippers. Lamar played 312 games for the Clippers in his career. How many games did he play for the Lakers? So he played 312 for the Clippers. How many did he play for the Lakers? Total career games. Lamar Odom as a Laker. Mace, do you have a number?
Yes.
Kasim, do you have a number?
Yes.
Kasim, what did you write?
Oh, wait. I haven't wrote it yet. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, write it down and let me know when you're ready.
Just write it down.
Write down any number. He had played 312 for the Clippers.
You got it?
How many played Lakers? What'd you write down, Kasim?
725.
Okay, Mace, what'd you write down?
420.
Of course you would.
The winner, or the answer, is 519. Steve Mason, 99 away, and the streak continues.
It's always 420. It's always 420 somewhere.
Served you right.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
You know what Brian said? Perfect answer.
Perfect answer. Exactly right. We both know where we're going to be in 27 minutes.
Nice. in the massage chair for you.
Exactly. Well, there you have it. There's your Game of Games. Nice. By the way, Game of Games brought to you by Jacob and Ronnie. If you're involved in any kind of accident, you want Jacob on your side, 844-24-JACOB. Or remember, call jacob.com. What was your question?
Are you still on gummies only for cannabis, or are you still smoking stuff?
Right now, I am just on gummies because
How's that going for you?
It's going fine. I mean,
I got to switch up my gummies. I've become too. It's worn off because I've been taking the same one for too many nights in a row.
Too much
so
tolerance.
I'm going to mix it up tonight.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, I stopped inhaling stuff because
it messes with your voice.
I had a really
doesn't it?
bad cold. It's screwing up my voice.
George, you have a great You have a great voice. Do you smoke or use gummies?
Very rarely.
Okay.
Once in a while.
Yeah, I'm afraid what smoke will do to me. I don't smoke anything.
And it's like like 2 puffs
and I'm there, and I'm in.
Well, that's the beauty. I mean,
it gets you higher quicker.
Yeah, it's like instant.
Right.
When you
So
smoke
just
it.
2 puffs,
Done.
ash it, and then save it for
By the way,
first
at my party, there's going to be a whole section cordoned off
Wow.
for anyone who wants to enjoy some cannabis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to go to
Chris Ward, by the way, wanted to do a cannabis bar, and I decided no.
I was just
decided
going to
not.
tell
Too
you
far.
that I used to have this friend. He passed away. Hail fellow, well met, Mike Rosen, who would have big parties at his house in Beverly Hills, and he would invite his older, more serious friends to come at like 8:00. And then the party would wind down at about 10:30, and everyone would leave. And then the cannabis bar would arrive at about 11:30 and go till about 2 in the morning.
Well, were you at the one Keyshawn party where I think his wife has a line of cannabis, and there was a tent there with like a full cannabis bar?
I was not at the party because I was at a game, but I remember the party.
What's that, Brian?
We had at my wedding, we had a cannabis gummy bar.
Wow.
Did most guests partake or most not partake?
I would say most partook, and then the extras were gone,
Yeah.
too. So there were some extras, and they vanished.
By the way, if you were anywhere near Scott Kaplan's lovely Rachel,
She's like a gummy pusher.
She is. She's got like a little Pez dispenser filled with gummies. She just knocks the head back, hands it to everybody. It's like crazy.
She loves to hand them
Depending
up.
on the Lakers' schedule, I might go to Beach Life. Lisa and I might
Oh,
go to
yeah.
Beach Life
Oh,
with
yeah.
Cappy and Rachel.
Redondo. Yeah.
We went last
That'd
year
be
to
fun.
see Seal and Sting. And
She
this
won't
year,
remember any of it.
This year it's got like
Lenny Kravitz.
Kravitz and
Yeah.
I think the Chili Peppers. I got a bunch of people.
Wow. Good show.
So looking forward to that.
All right, coming up, we're going to do some super crosstalk. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
The CONCACAF Nations League finals arrive at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, March 20th to 23rd. USA versus Panama, followed by Canada versus Mexico. The dream is now. Don't miss the Final Four national teams in the semifinals doubleheader. One ticket, 2 matchups. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. For more information, visit CONCACAFNationsLeague.com/tickets.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Where's Trudell?
Cappy is
Go get
down
Trudell,
and out.
please.
Yeah, get Trudell.
He's skipping on work.
He's
No.
skipping.
Somebody get him, please.
Is he
Somebody-
in the
How
building?
is Laura's first day?
Wake him up. All right, so Cappy's sick still?
No, he had these days scheduled off.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I thought he was
He said
sick.
he felt bad that he missed the other days, so that he was going to miss knowing he would
He
miss
doesn't
these days.
feel bad.
So, I mean, he missed the 2 before. Yeah.
So, George,
That's a Mason move.
That is
George,
amazing.
let me ask you something. We're
He's
running
working, guys. He's on a Lakers call, I believe.
Who is? Trudell?
Trudell.
Oh,
okay. Well, we'll cover it for him.
So, George, there's a promo run on the station where I said this last week, and I'm curious where you stand on it. Mason pointed out earlier in the show that it's starting to turn, but for the most part, national NBA guys, of which you are one, Michael Wilbon, Tim Bontemps, Perk, all these guys, they think the Lakers are a year away. They think they need to go get a big man, and they think that Luka and LeBron need to. And they point out correctly that no all-NBA player has ever been traded mid-season and then won the title. It takes time to get used to it. But the Lakers don't feel that way. They feel like they've got something sustainable with this defense, and they think they can make a run this year. What do you think?
I think it's matchup dependent, right? Like, I think that if they get the right matchups, like they did a couple years ago when they went to the Western Conference
Finals.
Finals.
Drew Memphis, then Golden
Right.
State.
If they get the right matchups, I think they have a shot. Now, look, I do think that if they play Denver again, and Denver to me,
By the way, we are playing Denver in 2 weeks.
I have
in
the game,
Denver
but it's
on
the
the
second night of a back-to-back.
Oh no, I have. There's a game here, isn't it?
Well, there's a
The
game.
19th. You guys play them here, don't you?
I don't know, but I'll look it up. But
Yeah.
the game
I have that
there
one.
is what's weird about that game is it's the night after we play at Milwaukee.
Oof.
So and later in the season, get a load of this. We have a back-to-back on a Tuesday night at OKC, Wednesday night at Dallas.
Oh boy.
With AD, presumably.
Yeah.
But we were just talking before you came in. If Dallas and the Lakers meet in the first round of the
Oh, it'd
playoffs,
be
do you think
amazing.
it'll be the highest-rated playoff series in 10 years?
Yeah,
Incredible.
It will be pretty high, that's for sure. But to answer your question, yeah, I think the Lakers could make a run this year if the right teams were in front of them. Why not? Like, the Lakers to me are one of the top 5 teams at worst in the NBA. So why not?
How have you done the Warriors games since they
Yes.
get traded for Jimmy? What do you think of them? Can they win a playoff series?
Yes.
They'll be a 5 through 8 probably. I don't think they'll be top 4.
No.
But they're good.
They are good. Jimmy was exactly what they needed. They needed somebody that can get to the free throw line, somebody who can defend at a high level, and someone that just draws attention away from Steph. Like,
Right.
That's just the reality of it. Like, Steph had, whatever was it, 56 in Orlando the other night, and they're a good defensive team, Orlando. So it just has freed up Steph. I had Steph and the Warriors in back-to-back games on a Wednesday and a Friday night up there right before the trade deadline. And I had never seen labor so much just to get a shot off. Forget about
because they didn't have to worry about anyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
They would trap him at half court, and it was just impossible for him. So this has actually freed him up in a way that allows them to flourish. And they were already a good defensive team. Like, that wasn't their issue. Their offense, as crazy as that sounds, was not very good.
George, you walked in and you hadn't heard the news because you were flying today.
Jimmy
Johnson, yeah.
So what's Jimmy's legacy?
Oh, dude. Jimmy Johnson was the first head coach to ever win a national championship and a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Before Pete Carroll did it.
Yeah. So he was the first guy to. I mean, Barry Switzer did it before Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Right. So, and by the way, Barry Switzer did it with Jimmy's teams because Jimmy and Jerry couldn't get along.
Yeah, he came right after
Like, Barry
Jimmy.
would have never been on that list had Jimmy not walked away from that job. But yeah, he's that. He resurrected the Cowboys. He was the first guy to do that. He's one of the greatest broadcasters in NFL history.
I think
Such a great long
one
run.
of Jimmy's legacies is one of the all-time straight shooters. He would tell you exactly what he thought, even if it was uncomfortable. I remember somebody was interviewing Jimmy when he got the Cowboy job, and he was going through a divorce. And somebody asked him about it, and Jimmy said, when you're in college, you need a wife because you're recruiting, and your wife is a huge assist there. But now that I'm in the NFL, I don't need one. I thought that is incredibly
Although
honest.
it's funny because then he ended up marrying his second
with
wife,
Rhonda. Yeah.
who is like the world to him. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But yeah, like Jimmy to me.
Well, I was like that. I didn't want to get married. I just wanted to marry Lisa. I met her. I wouldn't have gotten married.
But I'll tell you this. You know, personally for me, like young George Sedano,
Yeah.
like little kid George Sedano, loved Jimmy Johnson.
Well,
He brought swagger to the U. Like Howard Schnellenberger really started that thing because they won with Bernie Kosar and Jim Kelly. But Jimmy's the one that took it to a different stratosphere and why they made movies and documentaries about the place.
So wait, you guys were a great story. So I'm a sportscaster in Beaumont, Texas. Jimmy is from Port Arthur, which is 5 miles out of there. I've told you guys the story a million times, that back when he went to elementary school, they sat people alphabetically. And so Jimmy was in at his desk, and he was the big man on campus, football star, homecoming king, all that stuff. Directly behind him, Janis Joplin, who they used to call beat weeds because she looked like kind of a beat. He said we didn't appreciate her talent. He said we had no idea that she had that in her. We all just made fun of her, and he goes, we were really stupid. But
you went to high school with famous people, did you not?
Some. Mark McGrath, who you know, went
Mark's
to my
great
high school,
guy.
the lead singer of Sugar Ray. Leslie Mann went to my high school,
Right.
Judd Apatow's wife, who's pretty good. But Bill McDonald went to my
Bill
high
McDonald,
school.
Billy Mack.
Very famous.
Did you, Sedano, go to school with anybody famous?
No, not while I was there. But I did go to college with a guy who was an actor, Danny Pino. He was on Law and Order.
I
for a
saw
long
Danny
time.
Pino in a crime thing.
Yeah. He's older than me, but he was like a senior when I was a freshman in college.
Did he have a small role in Titanic? Or am I thinking of a different guy? I think I'm thinking of a different guy.
He was in
was too young.
Law and Order SVU.
He was in college during Titanic.
SVU, and then I
SVU.
watched some drug dealer thing with him.
We have
that was
so
really
many
good.
friends in common. I've never met him. I wish I would because I'd love to just like connect with him. I was like another Cuban guy in L.A. You know what I mean?
Well, all I got to do is come to a Laker game. I was leaving the game the other night, and literally I looked
Andy
down.
Garcia's always there.
I looked. Andy's a great guy. Andy played basketball in high school against Michael.
Yeah, I know.
Next time, look at how tall Andy is
He's so
compared to
small.
how tall Michael is. He said they beat us by 50.
Oh, I can imagine.
And
I can imagine.
Andy told me, he goes, we had him in the third chair, and Andy goes, I played against Michael in high school, and he said, this is how bad it was. I was the center.
Oh,
and Andy's
wow.
like 5'10".
Yeah.
He goes, and Michael's team, Michael was like the average size of the people on his team.
Juan's dad played at the University of Wyoming, and they went to the first round of the NCAA tournament. They faced UCLA.
Tennis Dembo
was
on that team.
And Kareem just ruined.
Kareem. That's
Kareem
before that.
ruined my Juan's. I guess not my father-in-law, but that guy.
The most famous,
sort of acting
father-in-law.
So the most famous person that ever was a part of my high school, get this, he was an English teacher well before his TV days, Bill O'Reilly.
Really?
He was an English teacher at my high school.
Did he used to say,
"We'll do it live"?
I don't know. Back then, he was well before my time, but he was an English teacher at my
Isn't
high
that
school.
funny? That drop stands the test of time.
We'll do it live.
Still,
yeah,
no
it's
doubt.
so good.
And then the only other, he was also way before me. But remember the pitcher for the White Sox, and he played for the Marlins too. They won a World Series with him. Alex Fernandez.
Oh yeah,
Sure, passed away, right?
No.
Who's the guy
Health,
that died?
health issues, though.
Okay, who's the guy that
you're
died?
thinking Jose Fernandez,
Yeah,
the young
exactly.
pitcher. He was like 25.
Oh, he was
boating
so good
accident
too.
down outside Miami.
I mean,
right?
he was
so
one of the
good.
top 2 or 3 pitchers in the game when he died.
The only famous person that went to my high school was Dick Kazmaier, who was a Heisman Trophy winner in like 1956
so one
or
time,
something like that.
George, you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
One time we blindly called each of our high schools.
Okay.
And we said, who's the most famous? We just asked for the office.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous person ever to go there?
Yeah.
And I think somebody at Cornell Del Mar said Mark McGrath,
Right.
lead singer Sherry. We call Mason.
And they said Steve Mashansky?
They did. Yeah. And he goes, well, it's probably Steve Mashansky, who's a big radio star in L.A. And Mason goes, that's me! Yes!
I hope so. I do.
Isn't there like a plaque of Dick Kazmaier on campus?
There is. There's a distinguished alumni thing. I went
Wow.
back a few years ago, and my plaque is down
But
the way
what
from
was
Dick
impressive
Kazmaier.
about that was we did this before you went back.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's before exactly.
I love it.
Years
Yeah,
ago we
no,
did
that was fantastic.
That must have been a fun ego boost for
Oh,
you.
it really was. I wonder if we called him now, they would have no answer. I can't imagine.
what
It's
year
been
was
so
that?
friggin' long. 1983.
No, I'm saying when you called. What year was that?
Probably like 2008-ish.
Yeah, somewhere in
You
that
know, right
range.
around
I,
there.
I would imagine the old lady at
So
the
that was
office
only
desk doesn't-
25 years at that point.
Correct.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen.
So if you
did that.
added another
Well,
17,
we can do it again tomorrow if you want.
that'd be
Oh,
funny.
we should do it.
Yeah,
We should do it. I'll be curious to see and we'll call yours too. I want to see who comes up.
Yeah.
It could be.
Sure.
Do you think it's Mark McGrath? Might be Billy Mack.
Maybe Leslie Mann. Leslie Mann's
at
turned out
Kelly's
to be a
school,
pretty big star.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joey Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, went to school.
We've
with
had him
Kelly.
on the show a couple times. He did a movie called Angels in the Outfield, and he hated the movie.
He hated the movie.
Well, he was
and I'm
nice
like,
enough
come on,
he was
Joey.
nice enough to come on. He goes, wasn't my best
He
experience.
thought so cheesy.
Third
he
Rock
thought.
from the Sun. I remember that.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
John
great
Lithgow.
actor.
Yeah.
He was the first guest on the ill-fated Steve Mason show pilot for PBS.
Oh,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Wow,
Yeah.
I loved him in Inception. I thought he was excellent in Inception. And then obviously which Batman movie did he do?
He did
He was Robin, right?
He was Robin.
Yeah.
He did.
Which one of them was it? Oh, was the last one, the one with Bane?
The one correct. The one
Right.
with Bane. That was Dark Knight Rises.
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I did not like Dark Knight Rises.
You didn't? I
No,
liked
I
it.
didn't. You know what's weird
good.
about
You
that
merely
one?
adopted the dark. I was born in it.
You know what's weird about it? So, do you remember there was that? I hate to bring this up, but there was that shooting when that movie came out.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
And at the
So
next
bad timing.
No, but that was with the Heath Ledger one. I thought.
No, it was Dark Knight Rises, but it was the guy dressed up like Heath Ledger.
Oh,
but
okay.
it was Dark Knight Rises,
Okay.
and so it was really creepy going to see the movie. And then I can't understand what the hell he's saying.
He's saying, "Oh, he's awesome."
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
He's good though. He's a great actor.
Oh, he is great. They're talking about him as maybe James Bond.
Oh, see, that would make sense.
He'd be good.
Yeah,
he'd be good.
Who?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he'd be perfect.
I mean, he's jacked as hell.
Oh, he is jacked.
So
Yeah.
another guy that went to my high school, McGee.
Yeah, McGee.
Did a movie with Tom Hardy, and it was Tom Hardy, Chris Pine, and Reese Witherspoon. It's called This Means War.
I've never heard of it.
And he said that Hardy is like, you can put it, he does his own stunts,
Yeah.
total badass. He'd be perfect for
I mean,
Bond.
he's a badass. There's no
Yeah.
question about that.
Wasn't he in one of the Mad Max movies? I think he was.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was in Fury Road.
One of the recent ones.
Yeah,
The one with Charlize,
the
right?
great one. Not the second one. The second one was not great. The one with Anya Taylor-Joy, but the one with Charlize Theron, I thought was amazing.
I didn't watch a second of the Oscars because I was doing a game last night. Did you hit? Who? You and Emily?
Emily beat him by one.
One pick.
Yeah?
By one pick. But
Wow.
the whole thing collapsed at the end.
But you guys were very similar, though. I thought.
Yeah,
when I
but
heard
when you get down to those
What's
little
the
categories,
one that you missed that you were most surprised you missed?
Demi Moore. I thought Demi Moore had a lock
With
on
the
that
thing coming out of her back?
With the thing, and you know what's funny? Somebody,
They always give it to the young up and comer.
one of our friends.
Is that the Zoe Saldana one or no?
No.
That's Amelia Perez.
Okay. No, but did
Amelia
she
Perez.
win that award?
She
or-
did win that award.
That's
yeah.
what I'm asking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
No, what was interesting was
Shout out to the Dominican people.
Yeah, Mikey Madison won for Best Actress,
Right.
and it's so weird because that's essentially the plot of The Substance.
Oh, wow.
That young women get all the
Young
breaks.
women get all the breaks.
Now, let me ask you a question. How did Laura do day one without Bergman?
You know what? I honestly thought she did terrific. A
We're
lot of
predicting
people.
that Bergman will never be back.
A lot of
We
people.
think
It
Laura-
sounds like you're hoping.
Well, Laura is going to Wally Pip Bergman.
Yeah, I mean, all that I'm not surprised about. But I think we still need a Bergman button, Joe.
Well, let me just say one thing.
Just so you could hear and be like,
Yeah, guys, what do you want?
Our friend. This is how final it is. Listen.
oh. I thought you were going to play the other
No,
bit.
you'll like this, George.
Without you, Greg, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Now go resign John and Mason before you lose a friend. Before you lose a friend.
Now, this rap's pretty good.
Man, who knew? Back when you were just sausage jeans, you bought our debut, that I'd be standing right here rapping to you. Now of operations, big boss at the station. Had to scramble to cover for all Mason's vacations, but something told me that it would just never last. Little sausage jeans grew up in the station brass. We understand the situation, but after, please come back.
Station Brass.
Look at that.
Greg Bergman. How about that?
He's got his own song now.
He does. He
I
does.
do think
Go
we need
right
a
to
Bergman.
his head.
We need a Bergman button like
Why-
Gary Delabate.
I'm in favor of that. Especially, like when Dodgers comes up, Greg is
Right.
great with the Dodgers.
But it can't be like he wants like a microphone. I think it needs to be like
An
a little
intercom?
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's better if it's that.
No question.
Yeah.
It's got to be an
I'm
intercom.
for that.
The cheaper it is, the better it'll be. The funnier it'll be.
We got no new chairs, so maybe we'll get.
He's
the
counting
Birdman
the
button.
days when he comes back, guys.
It's just an intercom.
Laura.
You put it right next to you guys, or right in between you guys, and then you can just like summon him that way.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Although
he would use it to summon us.
a lot of people think when it comes to Bergman,
And that's a final.
That's a final, exactly.